fast. Luckily, the small size is all used up. Now Erbao and Zyraguagui are using the medium size. Dabao can no longer use the medium size. He is more than a pound bigger than the two small ones. All the fat has grown in his belly. When Mother Yi talked about her 3 little grandchildren, her eyes narrowed with smile. Yi Chen had just come back and had just finished his meal. He was so tired, and he had to get up at night to feed his baby. He originally wanted to take a nap, but when he heard that his child's milk powder was almost finished and diapers were almost out of use, he immediately decided to drive out for a walk. However, he suddenly remembered that the maternity and baby store that he and his wife Liu Yi visited in the supermarket before was the June 1st baby. I spent a lot of money last time and have already bought a platinum membership card. Chapter 59, Big Customer. Speaking of this platinum card, the discount is also based on how much you spend. If you buy more things, the discount will naturally be bigger. If you spend less, you will naturally get the most basic discount, so you don't have to bargain. Regarding these, Yi Chen actually likes this model. After all, this can increase sales and turnover. After all, it's my own store, so I don't care about the discounts, and I don't need the money. So he quickly took out his wallet and found the business card that the female salesperson handed him before leaving. It turns out that it can be used. Now that I don't want to go out, it's quite convenient to call her and ask her to deliver the goods to my door. Besides, this place is not far from where she works, so it can definitely be delivered within half an hour. So he made the call. The saleswoman received an unfamiliar call, and immediately a sweet voice rang out. "Hello, who are you looking for?" Yi Chen didn't waste any words and said directly, "Hello, I was your customer before. I need door-to-door delivery service now. Is it convenient now? It's a little after 1 in the afternoon, and there aren't many people around, so delivery is no problem at all." The saleswoman replied, "Hello, yes, it is possible. What would you like to buy? Do you have the brand of milk powder called Adub, and the brand of diapers?" "Hello, we have some. How much would you like?" asked the saleswoman. "Give me 4 cartons of formula, 2 packs of medium-sized diapers, and 5 packs of large-sized diapers." Yi Chen was thinking that 1 can of milk powder a day is only the amount for a baby who is not even 1 month old yet. The baby only eats 180 ml at a time. If the baby grows a little older, it is possible that the baby may eat more than 1 can a day. So buy more milk powder, 4 boxes of milk powder, a total of 24 cans. This amount is estimated to be enough for more than 10 days, so make money from milk powder. A can of milk powder costs several hundred yuan, which means it must be more than 10,000 yuan a month, which is still quite expensive for an ordinary family. Although there are cheap milk powder, it must be more than 100 yuan a can, otherwise it is not safe to eat. Therefore, many mothers still want to breastfeed as much as possible, and saving money is still the main issue for them. As for the 2 packs of medium-sized diapers I bought, firstly, my second and youngest babies are still using them now. 1 pack contains 48 diapers. If each of them uses 8 diapers a day, it will only last a week. Children grow fast, so it would be great if they could use large-sized diapers after a week. So I bought 5 packs of large-sized diapers. This way, even if my eldest baby can't use them, my second and youngest babies can still use the large-sized ones. Ever since he had a child, even if it wasn't because he was short of money, Yi Chen had become very frugal. After all, money is really money, and he should save as much as possible and not waste it like this. After hearing what Yi Chen said, the female salesperson couldn't help but feel happy. "This is a big customer. Excuse me, sir, where should this be sent?" "Number 8, Dijingyuan." "Number 8, Dijingyuan? That's a villa." The saleswoman's eyes sparkled as she thought to herself, "This customer must be well served." So she immediately agreed. "Okay, sir, I'm going to the warehouse to pick up the goods now, and it is expected to be delivered to your home within 30 minutes. Excuse me, sir, is there a gate control in your community? I'm worried that the goods will arrive later and I won't be able to deliver them to your door." Yi Chen thought about it, and it was true. After all, the security in this community was quite good, so he said, "I'll call the guard and tell them clearly. Just tell them my address when you arrive." Saleswoman, "Yes, sir." After hanging up the phone with the female salesperson, Yi Chen immediately called the security guard. After explaining the situation, Yi Chen went back to the 2nd floor to see his wife and children. "After all, I've been out for so long, and it feels like a long time since I last saw you. I miss my 4 babies so much." Chapter 60, A Big Gift for You. After Yi Chen finished all this, he went upstairs eagerly, because he had already heard Dabao's loud voice howling. As soon as he went upstairs, the crying became louder. He hurried over and saw Liu Yina carrying Dabao back to the room, preparing to feed him. Liu Yina asked, "You're back. Have you finished everything?" Yi Chen hurried over and saw Dabao howling with his mouth wide open, so he said, "Well, it's done. The household registration is also done. You feed the baby first. I have something to tell you." Liu Yina, "Well, that's good. Dabao is really impatient. It won't be any later. I'll feed him first and we'll talk later." Liu Yina walked into the room impatiently, but did not close the door. Nowadays, Mr. Liu and Mr. Yi rarely come up to the second floor to avoid embarrassment, so the only person Liu Yina has to be on guard against is Yi Chen. But now her relationship with Yi Chen is as close as that of an ordinary couple, and sometimes he will see what he should see, so she just lets it go. Yi Chen watched Liu Yina walk into the room but did not close the door. She just turned her back to him, slowly lifted her clothes and started to feed him. Suddenly, a strange feeling arose in his heart, as if it was slowly sprouting. Yi Chen helped Liu Yina close the door and went to the next room to see Erbao and his little darling. "Erbao, my dear daddy, is back. Did you miss him?" It seemed that Xiaoguiguai recognized that it was his father's voice, so he stopped drinking the milk, spit out the pacifier, and then hummed twice at Yi Chen before sucking the milk from the pacifier again. Erbao looked at Yi Chen with a sidelong glance as he walked in. It instantly made the confinement nannies Aunt Li and Aunt Chen laugh. These two little ones are really smart. They have been clever since they were young. Yi Chen was also very happy. He went straight into the battle and held one child on each side. Now that the children were older, they had learned to hold the bottle and drink milk by themselves, and they were very smart. After feeding, Yi Chen held the two of them and slept for a while. After the nanny washed the bottles, Yi Chen let the nanny hold one each and go back to sleep. Now my second and youngest baby still wake up to play for a while at noon, and they will also stay awake for a while when taking a bath in the afternoon. This kind of rest time is pretty good. At least we don't have to stay up late at night to accompany the babies, and everyone doesn't have to work so hard. Yi Chen was holding two babies weighing 6 or 7 kilograms, and he began to feel a little tired. After all, they were only about 5 kilograms at the beginning. But after more than 10 days, the two little guys had grown almost 2 kilograms. Newborn babies really grow fast. Oh, right, didn't we say that babies need calcium supplements? Ask the doctor during the 1-month physical examination to see if you need to supplement or how to supplement. After all, when you go for a physical examination, you must have a full body check. You should supplement according to your physical condition, not blindly. He walked out of the baby's room quietly and was about to open the door when he saw Liu Yina opening the door with the child in her arms. Yi Chen quickly helped her open the door. Liu Yina made a hushing gesture to him, then carried the child back to the child's room and put the child in the baby's bed. Then she came out and closed the door gently. When he came out, he actually saw Yi Chen standing at the door, so he asked, "Do you have anything to tell me? Is it something important?" Yi Chen smiled and pulled Liu Yina into the room. "Let's go in and talk." After entering the room and closing the door, Yi Chen smiled and said, "Actually, it's nothing. I just gave you a big gift." Liu Yina asked with a smile, "What kind of gift is so mysterious? Do you have to tell it behind closed doors?" Yi Chen said, "I just want to share it with you. You will be very happy to hear it." Yi Chen also kept it a secret at this time. He leaned close to Liu Yina's ear and said, "I bought a villa for you, and your name is written on the property title." Chapter 61, Do You Like Me Like This? When she heard Yi Chen say that he bought a villa for her and only wrote her own name on it, she was so shocked that she couldn't believe her ears. What did you say? You bought a villa for me?" Liu Yina asked with eyes wide open. "Yes, let's move there in the future, okay? My husband will live in your house from now on," Yi Chen said with a smile. "Is that villa bigger than this one?" Liu Yina was still shocked. "Yes, it's 5 times bigger than this place. There are probably 10 rooms, which is enough for our whole family to live in," Yi Chen replied. When Liu Ye heard this, his eyes widened even more. 5 times bigger than this place? That would be 1,000 square meters. Is that really a big villa? Then where is that villa? Liu Yina was so shocked that she couldn't even speak. Yi Chen took another step closer and pushed Liu Yina to the bedside. "In the city center, Yulong Bay, Villa number 6, the house certificate and key will be sent to you tomorrow. Then, I will put it in your hand to prove that I am not bragging." How could I possibly suspect that you were lying to me?" Seeing him approaching step by step, Liu Yina sat directly on the bed. Yi Chen also pressed on her directly. Looking at the little cutie under him who was surprised and happy, he really thought she was so adorable. In fact, Yi Chen was just pressing her down in vain and was not really pressing down on Liu Yina. Liu Yina no longer cared about being shocked at this time. She was pressed down by Yi Chen, and her face turned red in an instant. Yi Chen leaned over and whispered in Liu Yina's ear. I am different from other men. If I love someone, I will take action and will not make empty promises to my woman. Do you like me like this? Liu Yina heard Yi Chen's seductive, sexy, and magnetic bass voice, which made her feel numb all over. Liu Yina is also a voice control. She liked Yi Chen at first because his voice was very special. Now, hearing this deep and magnetic voice is really a pleasure. She closed her eyes and whispered in Yi Chen's ear. I like it very much. Then he put his hand around Yi Chen's neck, and Yi Chen was stunned. He originally just wanted to tease Liu Yina, but now it seems that he has gotten himself involved. Because there is a reaction. Nana. Yi Chen's breathing became disordered. He grabbed Liu Yina's hand and called out softly. Liu Yina said, but her voice was uncontrollably hoarse. Suddenly, he grabbed Liu Yina's hands on his neck, put them on Liu Yina's head, and kissed her domineeringly. But Liu Yina tried her best to respond to Yi Chen's kiss. The two of them started kissing directly on the bed, and just as Yi Chen's hand reached out to Liu Yina, suddenly there was a knock on the door. Yi Chen and Liu Yina were so scared that they quickly jumped away. The person who came in was Yi's mother. Seeing the two people blushing, Yi's mother understood what was going on. She immediately said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She immediately left the room. She originally just wanted to bring some fruit for Nana, but now she saw the young couple doing that and she felt terrible. But she has to take care of this matter. After all, Liu Yina is still in confinement after giving birth, and how could the two of them be so impatient to have that? This is not good for Liu Yina's health either. So Mother Yi took action. After she went downstairs, she immediately called Yi Chen and asked him to come down quickly. Liu Yina and Yi Chen were still sitting on the bed, still in shock. It's really scary. You really have to lock the door from now on. Yi Chen had the same idea as Liu Yina. Yi Chen said awkwardly, Nana, my mother. It's okay, I can understand, Liu Yina said immediately. Yi Chen didn't know what to say. At this moment the phone rang. It was Yi's mother calling. Yi Chen, oh I see, I'll go down now. Turning around, he said to Liu Yina, Nana, my mother asked me to come downstairs and said she wanted to talk to me about something. Don't think too much about it. After comforting Liu Yina, Yi Chen went downstairs. Chapter 62, Don't Be So Impatient. As soon as Yi Chen came down, she saw her mother waiting for her at the corner of the stairs, with a look of anxiety in her eyes. Mom, what's the matter? Yi Chen asked. Mother Yi immediately pulled Yi Chen aside and asked in a low voice, What were you and Nana doing just now? Don't you know that Nana still has confinement? You can't be so impatient. She just gave birth and her body hasn't recovered yet, especially during a cesarean section. If something goes wrong accidentally, it will really cause great harm to the body. It will take at least 2 months to do this. Also, you must take safety precautions. It will take at least 1.5 years before you can get pregnant again after a cesarean section. What's more, Nana had triplets by cesarean section, so her uterus needs to be repaired. Otherwise, what if she gets pregnant again? Her body can't handle it, so she has to abort the baby. If she aborts the baby, it will hurt her body so much. You guys are just too young. Mother Yi was scolding Yi Chen. She also knew that since her daughter-in-law Nana was so beautiful, Yi Chen would inevitably have difficulty controlling himself. She said so much to him just to make Yi Chen think carefully about the pros and cons and never act rashly. In fact, to be honest, she quite likes this daughter-in-law. She is sensible, has a good personality, and is beautiful. It is really hard to find such a beautiful woman even with a lantern. Moreover, Liu Yina is so beautiful. Yi Chen is not bad either, and the genes of the child will be good too. At this time, Yi Chen was also complaining about himself. Mom, what are you worrying about here? Although I am. A little bit, how could I do that to Nana when she was in confinement? I am not a beast. I still know my limits. After all, I have endured it for 10 months. Can't I endure it for 2 months? So don't worry, Mom. I really won't do anything stupid. I won't do anything bad to Nana. Mother Yi looked at Yi Chen's serious face and finally believed him, but she still asked him to make assurances again and again before letting him go. After all, she is an experienced person and can see those things clearly. As for her son's character, she also believes that Yi Chen is not the kind of person who does not know his limits. At this time, Yi Chen's cell phone rang. It was the female salesperson calling. Hello, Mr. Yi, I'm at your door now. I've delivered the goods to you. Yi Chen, oh, okay, I'll go out now. Yi Chen walked out of the door and saw the female salesperson looking at the villa in front of her with surprise. After all, if one can own such a villa in the city, he must be a rich person. When the female salesperson saw Yi Chen coming out, she immediately stepped forward and said, Mr. Yi, the goods have been brought to you. I only saw the female salesperson hailed a taxi and loaded all the goods at the back of the car, which was now being opened. When Yi Chen came out, the female salesperson started to move the goods down, and the driver did not get out of the car to help. Yi Chen moved the milk powder and diapers to one side, and then asked the saleswoman, "How much is it in total?" The saleswoman took out a notebook and said to Yi Chen, "A box of milk powder is 2,700 yuan. You bought 4 boxes, so that's 10,800 yuan. The medium-sized diapers are 88 yuan a pack, so 2 packs are 176 yuan in total. 5 packs of large-sized diapers are 108 yuan a pack, so 5 packs are 540 yuan. The total cost of all the products is 10,976 yuan. If the purchase is over 10,000 yuan, you can get a 10% discount, which means the total cost is 9,878 yuan. The female salesperson handed the notebook to Yi Chen. Yi Chen just glanced at it. How to pay? The saleswoman immediately showed her payment QR code. You can scan mine and pay directly. I will enter your information when I return to the store. Yi Chen immediately scanned her QR code and transferred 10,000 yuan to her. Oh, sir, you transferred too much money. It only needs 98.78 yuan. Here's the taxi fare for you, thank you, Yi Chen said to the saleswoman. The saleswoman said gratefully, "Thank you, Mr. Yi. I wish Mr. Yi a happy family." She must be grateful. After all, her commission on this order was 100 or 200 yuan. Even if she deducted a few dozen yuan for the taxi fare, she still made a profit. So for Yi Chen's action, she felt, he is really a kind person. You deserve to be rich. Chapter 63, I won't tease you anymore. After the saleswoman left, Yi Chen carried the things upstairs. He carried 2 boxes of milk powder at a time. To be honest, this milk powder is quite heavy. Together, it weighed more than 10 pounds. Yi Chen also had some difficulty carrying it because he was holding 2 packs of diapers in his hands. First, move 2 boxes to the second floor. Also prepare some diapers, milk powder, and other things on the first floor in case of emergency. After moving all the things into the house one by one, Yi Chen went back to the room to see his wife. He opened the door gently and saw Liu Yina sleeping, so he walked gently to the bed and kissed her on the forehead. In fact, Liu Yina was just pretending to be asleep, and was not really asleep at all. When Yi Chen kissed her on the forehead, her heart was pounding like a deer. Now their relationship is like that of a couple in love. While making her happy, she seems to have quietly prepared for something. Yi Chen looked at the lovely girl with messy hair and pajamas under him with burning eyes. At this time, Liu Yina's face became even redder, because she knew that Yi Chen had been staring at her and had never left. Suddenly, Liu Yina opened her eyes, blushed, and smiled. "Why are you looking at me like that? I knew you weren't asleep. It's impossible for you to fall asleep in such a short while, he. Yi Chen looked at Liu Yina on the bed with a smile. "So are you kidding me?" Liu Yina asked with a smile. "No," Yi Chen asked with a smile. "Honey, thank you," Liu Yina suddenly said to Yi Chen very affectionately. Yi Chen touched Liu Yina's messy hair and said with a smile, "Silly girl, tell your husband this, and he will definitely give you more than one in the future. I want you to be the happiest woman in the world." At this moment, the system suddenly beeped. "Host, please take good care of your wife. The system will reward you with 1 million yuan. Yi Chen was also stunned. As expected, a wife is wealth, and if you harm your wife, all wealth will come. As long as you treat your wife well, the money will come. Moreover, I was bound to the system only after I decided to be with Liu Yina, and had a wife and children. As expected, the ancients never deceived me." Liu Yina uttered a soft, "Ahem," then pulled Yi Chen down and lay down with her. Liu Yina was also very moved. Facing her husband, the two of them never went through a dating process to become husband and wife, but just had a baby directly. In this relationship, Liu Yina is the proactive person, and she used to be very worried about gains and losses. After half a year of getting along, she feels that she is in love. She feels that she is becoming happier and happier, and at the same time, she is becoming more and more dependent on her husband. Yi Chen was also shocked by Liu Yina's action. "Nana, no." Yi Chen turned around and looked at Liu Yina, who was smiling. Liu Yina smiled. "I know, I just asked you to lie down and rest. You didn't sleep much last night, and you got up early this morning to go out to do some work. It's already afternoon now, you must be tired. By the way, did Mom say something to you just now?" Liu Yina asked. "It's just, you told me not to be so impatient. You should at least wait until your injury is healed." Yi Chen was also a little embarrassed. When talking about what had just happened, Liu Yina blushed again. "It was so embarrassing that my own mother-in-law saw it. It was so awkward." Seeing Liu Yina's blushing face, Yi Chen knew that she must be feeling embarrassed. So she comforted him. It's okay, my mom didn't do anything. She just reminded us to be careful. She's worried about your health. But just now I did, almost fire it, Yi Chen said with some relief. Yes, if he really couldn't control himself just now, he would definitely have done something irreparable. And it also caused great harm to Nana. Alas, who told me that my wife is so beautiful? Now Liu Yina has lost some weight, with such a plump figure and the size of her chest before, which man would not want her. Liu Yina was so embarrassed that she quickly buried her head in Yi Chen's arms and whispered, I'm sorry, I won't tease you anymore. Chapter 64. From now on, you can only flirt with me. Yi Chen was shocked when he heard this. How could they just stop flirting when the couple only had this little bit of interest? Liu Yina had such awareness, and such a good tradition must be preserved. But I can only tease him. Men just like this, it's much better than those pieces of wood. If there were more role-playing and other temptations, that would be even better. Yi Chen felt great just thinking about it. After all, I have watched a lot of blockbusters, so naturally I have some fantasies about these. Yi Chen jumped up immediately. Hey, don't, my husband likes you like this. Liu Yina laughed. So men really like women to take the initiative. Liu Yina has searched the internet for a lot of love guides, and the most important one is, if a girl chases a boy, she can easily get him. But there is one condition, it must be a beautiful woman. She is so beautiful, which man would not be moved. But she is a traditional and conservative person, and she dare not act rashly without knowing Yi Chen. As for that unforgettable night between her and Yi Chen, she was really too brave and crazy at that time. Yi Chen looked at the gloating woman in his arms and hugged her tightly. Still laughing, aren't you afraid that I might? Fire. Liu Yina laughed even louder. I'm not afraid, I will call Mom. Yi Chen was helpless with her, and the two of them hugged each other and laughed for a while. Then Yi Chen was so tired that he fell asleep. It was the first time for the two of them to sleep together in each other's arms. After all, Liu Yina was pregnant before and her belly was huge, so Yi Chen didn't dare to hug her. At that time, their relationship was not as close as it is now. The relationship between the two has now progressed to that of an ordinary couple. They get along very well and no longer feel awkward, even when doing some intimate things to each other. Liu Yina also noticed the changes between the two and was secretly happy in her heart. Seeing Yi Chen fell asleep in a daze, Liu Yina also prepared to have a good sleep for a while and feel the feeling of sleeping in the arms of the person she loves. At this moment, a scream came from the next room. The child is awake. The child woke up, and Liu Yina had to get up to feed him. Liu Yina sighed helplessly. Being a mother is like this. It is bitter and tiring, but it is also a kind of happiness after suffering. As long as it is good for the child, she is willing to do it. Being a mother is also about suffering first and sweetness later. So Liu Yina quietly got out of bed, opened and closed the door gently, and then fed the child directly in the child's room. Aunt Zhang also helps take care of the child in the children's room. After all, there are 2 moon nannies who have to look after the children at night. During the day, she also tries her best to help so that they can get some sleep. Mother Yi and Mother Liu were also there. This order for these 2 confinement nannies was probably the easiest one for them, because if they really wanted to hire a confinement nanny, most families would hire one because they have no one to take care of the baby. But now in the Yi family, not only can I get some sleep, but I can also have someone share the work with me. Everyone saw Liu Yina walk in. Mother Liu said, Nana, are you awake? Yes, Mom, I'm awake, Liu Yina replied with a smile. At this time, Mother Yi brought Erbao over and asked, Is it Erbao's turn to breastfeed this time? Liu Yina took Erbao with a smile. Yes, yes, Mom. The second baby was quite well behaved. After Liu Yina brought him to her, he didn't cry or make a fuss like the first baby. The little one was even drinking milk like a kitten. After Liu Yina took a look at Dabao and Xiaoguiguai, she moved a small stool, sat aside, and started feeding the babies behind their backs. Mother Yi was stunned for a moment and couldn't help asking, Is Yi Chen in the room? Because Liu Yina usually takes the baby to her room to breastfeed, so people were a little surprised that Liu Yina was breastfeeding here. Chapter 65, Confinement. Liu Yina smiled and said, Well, he was too tired today and fell asleep immediately. Mother Yi nodded. That's right, he went out to do some work early this morning and didn't come back until after 1 o'clock. He must be very tired. Nana is really considerate. The daughter-in-law knows how to be considerate of her son, and the couple supports each other, which is the most desirable thing for a mother to see. Mother Yi looked at Liu Yina with a smile, and she liked her daughter-in-law more and more. Although she had not been in contact with Liu Yina for a long time, only about 10 days during this confinement period. But Mother Yi had worked in the business world before and was quite good at judging people. When we first met, I felt that this girl was nice in all aspects, but we had never really gotten along well. And when the in-laws got to know her, they found that the daughter-in-law had a good upbringing, and her parents were reasonable and understanding, so she became more and more satisfied. Nana is so thoughtful, Mother Yi praised with a smile. Liu Yina also blushed. He is my husband, I must take care of him. Mother Liu and Mother Yi smiled at each other, and the whole family was happy. Mother Liu had only recently moved in with Yi Chen's family. After living together for more than 10 days, everyone had got to know each other pretty well. Mother Liu also felt that Yi Chen's parents were very good at dealing with social situations, and were very nice to Nana, and were not opposed to the two old guys coming to live here. She only has this one daughter, so doesn't she hope that she can marry into a good family in the future? Now that her in-laws are so nice, she feels relieved. Moreover, the more she looked at her son-in-law Yi Chen, the more satisfied she became. As the saying goes, the more the mother-in-law looks at her son-in-law, the more satisfied she becomes. After all, there are not many sons-in-law as capable as Yi Chen, and men who are so family-oriented. After all, there are not many men who can take care of their wives from pregnancy to childbirth. Even if there are, they are very few. Seeing the young couple loving each other so much, both Yi's mother and Liu's mother were very happy. The daily life went on uneventfully like this. After more than 10 days, it was soon time for Liu Yina to leave the confinement period. But Yi Chen also did as the book said, and let Liu Yina stay in confinement for almost 2 months to let her take good care of her body. However, it was time for the confinement nanny to leave. Once the 2 confinement nannies left, the task of taking care of the child fell on the family members. This day also happens to be the baby's 30th day. According to the instructions of the maternal and child health nurse, I have to take the baby to get vaccinations today. Yi Chen had already prepared a luxury stroller for each of the 3 babies. In this way, Yi Chen's parents, Liu Yina's parents, and Yi Chen and his friends could each push a baby. However, Yi Chen was so busy taking care of his wife and children that he even forgot to buy a nanny car. If we buy a nanny car, the whole family can go to get vaccinations in the same car, but now we can only drive 2 cars. It seems that buying a nanny car is still urgent. After hearing what Mom explained, Daddy also knew that his good son was a major shareholder of a large group, so he was not surprised at what he has now. Liu Yina's parents were naturally satisfied to see how capable their son-in-law was. Originally, Yi Chen didn't want Liu Yina to go out on this trip. After all, she had just come out of confinement, and it would be better for her to stay here longer, but Liu Yina insisted on going. I don't want to miss any moment of my children. This is their first vaccination. How can I, as a mother, not go? Besides, my wound doesn't hurt at all, and there's nothing wrong with me. Instead of just waiting at home, I might as well go and watch the children get their first vaccinations. Hubby, just let me go. Liu Yina started to act coquettishly towards Yi Chen, and Yi Chen couldn't do anything about her. Looking at this lovely wife in front of him, he shook his head helplessly. You'd better wrap yourself up tightly and don't blow on your head, otherwise it's easy to get postpartum disease. In the end, I had no choice but to take her with me. Chapter 66. I'm almost 50 and still have children. This trip is the biggest trip, since the baby was discharged from the hospital. Yi Chen was driving a car. Mother Yi was holding the eldest child, Mother Liu was holding the second child, and Liu Yina was holding the little baby, all sitting in the back seat of the car. Father Yi drove his own car and took Father Liu and Aunt Zhang to the Community Health Service Center for vaccinations. After the family prepared all the things they needed, they set off. Before leaving, Aunt Zhang made a special check to make sure there was nothing missing before setting off. The whole family got up early because Yi Chen had also searched the internet for some information about vaccinations. He knew that there would be a lot of people when getting vaccinated, and that they must not choose times like Saturday and Sunday to get vaccinated, because people at that time would be resting and would take their children to get vaccinated. Most elderly people don't know how to get vaccinated, and the appointment had to be made 1 day in advance. Yi Chen had already made appointments for the 3 babies, but the process was a bit complicated to make appointments for 3 children at once. Yi Chen drove and quickly found the community service center, but there were a lot of cars here, and it seemed that today was also a crowded day. So they had to find a paid parking space, and after parking the car, the family got out. Yi Chen, Mr. Yi, and Mr. Liu spread out the babies' strollers as soon as they got out of the car. The babies had just finished feeding, and had their diapers changed when they went out, and they are now sleeping soundly. Slowly, she placed the baby into the stroller and headed towards the service center. When you are at the service center, you also need to fill in various forms. All of this was taken care of by Yi Chen. Because he had memorized the ID cards of all 3 babies on the day, they went through the household registration procedures. After filling out all the forms, the nurse at the door said to them, "Vaccinations are on the 3rd floor. Are you going to the 3rd floor?" "Yes," Yi Chen said calmly, but the nurse's eyes were a little strange. "There is an elevator here. You can take the elevator up. It's just around the corner." "Thank you." Yi Chen took the form he had just filled out and then went in with his family and babies. However, the female nurse still looked at Yi Chen and his group strangely as always. No one knew what this female nurse was thinking, but Yi Chen didn't want to pay attention to her. Everyone got into the elevator and pressed the button for the 3rd floor. The elevator arrived quickly, and as soon as we came out was the vaccination hall. Many people had already come to the hall, and all the seats were occupied. There were even people walking around with their children, and in the vaccination room you could hear the children crying heart-wrenchingly. Seeing this, I guess I went out a little late today, because it's already past 10 o'clock. He had also searched, and it was best to arrive around 9 o'clock, otherwise there would be a lot of people waiting. So Yi Chen quickly walked to the number-taking machine, pressed a number paper, and then met up with Liu Yina and the others. At this time, there were still about 20 people in front of them. Fortunately, it was not too many and the fight should be over soon. Because you have to stay there for observation for about 30 minutes after the vaccination, there are many people staying there to observe. The arrival of Yi Chen and his friends instantly attracted the attention of those people, because Yi Chen and his friends were pushing 3 babies. Naturally, they would attract attention wherever they went. And those people were also whispering. I saw the woman just now calling the man in the gray coat Dad, and the dad was pushing a child. The woman next to the man should be her mother, right? Really, her daughter already has a child of similar age, and then she gave her a second child. That's right. Although people are encouraged to have a second child now, the man and woman are probably in their 40s or almost 50, and they can still have children. I really admire them. Chapter 67, People from the same family don't enter the same door. Yes, that young man did the same thing. He called the woman in the dark blue coat Mom. She also gave the young man a second child. I say this family is really weird. It's true that people from the same family are similar. Yeah, if I were in my 20s and already a father, and I found out that my parents had given me a brother or sister, I would definitely be devastated. Although their voices were low, the hall was not very loud, so Yi Chen and the others naturally heard them, and they were instantly furious. They are only about 48 years old. Even if they have a second child, it is just to respond to the call of the country. How can these people still discriminate? Besides, can they clarify the situation before talking about others? Father Yi was so angry that he glared at them, but Mother Yi pulled him back. Don't worry about these people, there are all kinds of people. Why do you care how many children they have? They don't spend your money. They eat the rice you have. They really have nothing to do after eating their fill. Yes, after all, they are not even 50 years old yet, and they have already become grandparents, which is considered a blessing. Both Liu's mother and father have received higher education, so naturally they would not argue with them. The group stood there, chatting and waiting. At this time, Yi Chen also started talking to them about buying a nanny car. Dad, Mom, do you think it's necessary for us to buy a nanny car or a small RV? After all, there are quite a lot of people in our family, and it's not very convenient to travel. I'm already thinking about which one to buy. Father Yi said, a nanny car? I've only heard of Toyota's Alpha or something like that, but nanny cars aren't very big. It's more economical than a van. A van can seat more than a dozen people. If you buy that kind, everyone can sit well. Mother Yi also expressed her opinion. It's okay to buy an RV, but if you buy an RV, it's probably too big. That's the downside. It's bigger than a van, but more comfortable than a van. You see, many RVs have at least a comfortable bed. If you travel, the children can play on the bed. Isn't that convenient? You can buy some toys on it. I think RVs are good. At this time, Liu's mother also said, my dear relatives, we are of the same mind. RVs are really good. They are convenient for heating milk and cooking anything. They are really the first choice for travel. Moreover, parking is convenient nowadays. There is absolutely no way that you can't park the car. Yes, it is also very convenient to play games with the children on it. Dad Liu also agreed with what Mom Yi and Mom Liu said. Father Yi was moved by the words of the two mothers. Well, it is indeed good. RVs should be more stable than vans, but they are also more expensive. Of course, don't worry, old man, your son will take care of it. Mother Yi winked at Yi Chen. Right, son. Yi Chen also laughed. Then everyone's suggestion is to buy an RV. I was planning to buy a nanny car. A nanny car is not as good as the car you have now. You see, when the child grows up, he will definitely not want to sit properly in the car. He also needs to sit in a safety seat. You are still worried, right? This RV is so good and safe. Mother Yi kept encouraging. Now that she knows her son is so rich, she naturally doesn't worry that this little money will affect her son, so she buys what she wants with peace of mind. Yi Chen listened to what the two mothers said and nodded. It seems to be true. Since everyone unanimously agrees to buy an RV, then I can only change my mind. Let's go look at cars together in a few days. Buy it as soon as possible so that we don't have to go through so much trouble next month. Chapter 68, Another Crying Day. Father Yi, Mother Yi, and the others nodded in agreement. All right, from now on, every time we go out, we won't have to drive 2 cars like we did today. Yes, after all, everyone has a car now, and parking spaces are hard to find. Father Liu also agreed. Then let's find some time to go and see him after we have given the baby his vaccinations. Yi Chen asked. I won't go, you guys decide about buying a car. I still have to stay at home to take care of the baby, said Yi's mother. Yes, now that the confinement nanny has left, Mother Liu has not retired yet and has to go back to work. After taking such a long leave, it is time for her to go back. Mother Yi has long since shifted her focus to the family. Everything in the company has been handed over to Father Yi. She now focuses on taking care of her grandson at home. Mother Liu also said, I won't go either. We women don't understand the matter of buying a car. You masters can decide. I won't join in the fun. Men are quite enthusiastic about cars. If you are a man, you should know a few cars. If you have money, beautiful cars, and beautiful women, that is the dream of men. Seeing that both mothers were not going, Yi Chen had no choice but to discuss the time with the two fathers. Today is Friday, I'm free tomorrow. I wonder if my father-in-law is free, asked Yi's father. Father Liu has only been here for a few days. He has been very busy taking care of his little grandchildren. He goes to Xiangcheng every few days, stays for 2 or 3 days, and then goes back again. Father Liu said, if it's tomorrow, it's still okay, because I originally planned to go back on Sunday. On Monday, I have a meeting at the company and need to go back. Yi Chen said, if that's the case, then let's make it a decision and go to the car dealership tomorrow to have a look. Naturally, you have to go to a big car dealership to get cars in stock. Now, if you want to open a car dealership, you have to rely on your own strength. They chatted for a while and soon called the baby's name. Please register at registration counter number 4, number 131. Yi Chen immediately took the 3 vaccination books and went to registration desk number 4. The 3 notebooks were handed to the staff. The female staff member looked at Yi Chen with a surprised look, then opened the book and looked at the date of birth and asked in surprise, handsome boy, are these all your children? This was really the first time she saw triplets. Yi Chen just said calmly, yes, these are all my children, triplets. Her words made everyone nearby look at Yi Chen's family. After all this time, it turns out they were triplets. The female staff member also laughed. Oh my God, you are amazing, you have triplets. Nowadays, the most that can be conceived through test tubes is twins. Did you get pregnant naturally? Yi Chen didn't want to say anything more to her. He just said, softly as a response to her. After all, Yi Chen didn't want others to discuss his family affairs too much. The staff member smiled and took the book, then wrote something on it, and then took it to the printer one by one. After printing it, he smiled and said, now the shots are free. Every child must get 2 shots. The registration has been completed. You just need to go over there and line up and wait for your baby's name to be called. Yi Chen took the vaccination booklet and said with a smile, thank you. Then Yi Chen took the notebook and walked with his family to the waiting area to wait for their names to be called. Judging from the progress of calling the names above, it should be about half an hour. At this time, Dabo woke up first and started crying loudly. He was probably not used to the unfamiliar environment. Father Yi quickly picked him up. Hey, Dabo is awake. Come here, Grandpa, give me a hug. Erbao and Xiaoguigui also woke up one after another. It's strange that these 3 little treasures have the same lifestyle. When one wakes up, the other 2 will wake up too. So there are both good and bad things. When there are not enough people, 1 or 2 people cannot hold 3 babies. The good thing is that 3 of them sleep together. It is not the case that one baby cries and then the other 2 fall asleep. After one baby finishes crying, it is the next one's turn. This can easily make people collapse. I believe that those who have had experience with twins or triplets will understand this. Chapter 69. Vaccination completed. When the second baby heard the familiar cry of the first baby, he also started crying. Mother Liu also picked up the baby very carefully. "Oh, my baby, Grandma hugs you, Grandma kisses you." Only Xiaoguigui called out twice, as if he was calling Dad. Yi Chen naturally wanted to hold his little darling in his arms. "It's still my little darling. Darling, Daddy will hug you." With the three of them addressing each other like this, the relationship between the family and the child seemed to have been understood, and those who had just been gossiping in private were also shocked. Triplets. Then they started a new round of discussion. "Oh my God, I've seen twins, boy-girl twins, but I've never seen triplets." "Yes, and they are 2 boys and 1 girl. Oh my God, half my life has passed and this is the first time I have seen them." These people looked shocked. After all, twins will always attract attention wherever they go, not to mention that Yi Chen and his family are triplets. Therefore, they were also shocked by the powerful genes of Yi Chen and Liu Yina, and they completely forgot that they had just made trouble by using other people's children as an excuse. Yi Chen's family was only concerned with comforting the child and didn't care what these people were saying. After all, your life is your own, so let others say whatever they want. This Dabo just had his milk after going out. He shouldn't be crying because he is hungry, right? Mother Yi took over from Father Yi and comforted Dabo while talking to everyone. At this time, Liu Yina came over and said, "Mom, I was the one who fed Dabo just now. He didn't take the milk seriously and fell asleep after a while. No matter how I called him, he didn't wake up. I guess he is hungry now. Let me go feed him." Mother Yi suddenly realized, "Oh, so he is not full. Come, take Dabo over there to feed him. There is a mother and baby room here." Yi Chen also said, "Yes, otherwise you won't be able to drink water or milk after the vaccination. Do you want me to go with you?" Yi Chen said while holding his little daughter. Liu Yina glanced at the baby room over there and said, "Why are you going there? There are mothers in there. You think it's 1 person per room, but there are a lot of people there." Now it was Yi Chen's turn to feel embarrassed. He just thought that Liu Yina would be scared if she went alone, and naturally he didn't expect that the mother and baby room was full of mothers feeding their babies. Mother Yi said, "I'll go with an A, you stay here and wait for your name to be called." So Mother Yi and Liu Yina took Dabo to the mother and baby room together. At this time, the staff member who had just registered them came back from the toilet and asked them, "This is your 1-month-old baby, right? Have you had the physical examination?" Yi Chen was very surprised. Physical examination, what does this have to do with vaccinations? Mother Liu, who was holding the child, and Father Yi and Father Liu were also very surprised. Female staff member looked at the surprised people in front of her and smiled. "You are still new here. You must have a physical examination. If there is no problem after the physical examination, you can get the vaccination. Generally, parents will take their children to the maternal and child health hospital for a physical examination, and then come here for the vaccination. When you were discharged from the hospital after giving birth, didn't the doctor tell you this when he gave you the notebook?" Yi Chen also shook his head. "I forgot. Now, my children are all lining up." Father Yi also said with great gratitude, "Oh, thank you so much. If we were not fascinated, we would not know this." Mother Liu and the others are extremely grateful to her. The female staff member also smiled and said, "Our community service center is to prevent parents like you from forgetting to have a physical examination, so there is also a physical examination room here. There is a number paper at the door. You can press it to queue up. If there are 3 babies, you only need to press 1 number." Yi Chen looked at the baby room and said, "The baby just went to breastfeed. Is it too late?" The staff member glanced at the physical examination room, then looked at the time. "There are more than 20 people queuing here for vaccinations. There are 2 rooms taking turns with more than 10 people in each room. It will take about 4 minutes for each person, so it will take more than 40 minutes. Chapter 70, Go to the hospital for a checkup. The nurse thought for a moment and then said, "If you're breastfeeding, it will take about 20 minutes. There aren't many people in the physical examination room right now, so the physical examination will be quick. However, it's limited to general examinations. You should still take some time to go to the maternity and child health department for a formal examination." Yi Chen was also very grateful. "Oh, thank you so much, otherwise we would have come here for nothing today." The female staff member said, "You can actually explain the situation to our staff and get a good physical examination first, so you can get the vaccine later. These are all small things, but the physical examination every month is very important. There are many things to check. We are only here to see if your baby is suitable for vaccination, so we won't be very detailed. I'll be working first. If you have any questions, you can go and ask the physical examination doctor. Yi Chen was also very embarrassed and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I delayed you for so long, but thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me." The female staff member also waved her hand. "It's okay." Then she went back to work. After all, there were still many people waiting for her. Yi Chen was so careless that he actually forgot about his child's physical examination. I don't know what to check for during the physical examination. However, let's not worry about it for now and wait until Liu Yina finishes feeding the baby. Then I pressed the number paper and hoped to finish the physical examination and get the injection in time. At this time, Yi's father also said, "Do I need a physical examination before getting a vaccination? There are still many procedures." The older generation doesn't have such a concept at all. They were just brought up in a rough way. Even when Yi Chen was a child, it was mostly his mother who took him there. His father was too busy with work to accompany him. Sometimes the school organized vaccinations for him. Father Yi had no experience with such a young child. Even when it came to holding a child, it took him a long time of practice before he dared to do so. Mother Yi was also worried about letting such a big guy like him hold the child. Yi Chen also said, "Yes, I forgot about it. From now on, when it comes to your baby's matters, you must activate the skill of having a photographic memory. After all, children's matters are not trivial matters and must be taken seriously." And the staff member just said that the first-month physical examination of the child is very important. Yi Chen also felt a little guilty. Mother Liu comforted her and said, "It's okay. It's not too late to know now. You can go to the maternity and child health hospital to see if you can have a physical examination. It's the same. You don't have to worry too much." Father Yi also said, "Yes, we all have time in the afternoon, or we can go tomorrow morning. Don't you know how to use WeChat to make an appointment? You can make an appointment in advance so you don't have to rush." Yi Chen also said, "Yes, but aren't we going to look at cars tomorrow?" Liu's father said, "We will go for a physical examination tomorrow morning, so there should be enough time. We can go look at cars in the afternoon, that won't be a problem. If you like one, buy it. I'll pay for it." Mr. Liu also spoke in a generous manner, thinking of it as a gift from himself to his daughter. "After all, my in-laws have also bought a car, and when my daughter gets married, it will be considered as a dowry. But now that the child is already 1 month old, it should be enough time to buy a dowry." Yi Chen looked at Father Liu and smiled. "Thank you, Dad." Although Yi Chen himself has money, how could he possibly stop Liu Yina's father from giving a gift to his daughter? He could just give the money for the car back slowly and reasonably in the future. The family immediately decided on tomorrow's itinerary. About 15 minutes later, Liu Yina and Yi's mother came back together. Yi Chen said to Liu Yina, "Wife, the staff just said that we need to have a physical examination first, and then get the vaccination, so we have to queue up for the physical examination now." Liu Yina also nodded. "Oh yes, I think she told me that in the hospital, but I forgot. I really am stupid for 3 years after pregnancy." Yi Chen held Ziyagui in one hand and touched her head with the other hand. "You are my little fool." Liu Yina's face suddenly turned red. Seeing Yi Chen's parents and her own parents looking at her with smiles on their faces, her face turned even redder to her ears. Liu Yina also glared at Yi Chen. "What are you talking about? Mom and Dad are still here." She also knew how to be shy. After all, such sweet words should only be said between the two of them in private. But now, in front of so many people, she was really embarrassed. Chapter 71, Physical Examination Before Injection. Everyone covered their faces and laughed. We didn't see or hear anything. She smiled and carried the child into the physical examination room. Yi Chen first walked to the queue number paper and pressed a button, and the queue number paper came out immediately. Although there is no one inside, the process still has to take place. As soon as I got the number paper, my number was called immediately. It was really fast. The family walked into the medical examination room with their child in their arms. The doctor was also stunned. "Who?" called the number. If one person brought one in, anyone would be stunned, right? No one would have thought that they were triplets, right? "Whoever presses the number can come in, and the others please wait outside for your number to be called," the doctor said immediately. Yi Chen quickly explained to the doctor, "I pressed it, but we are a family." The doctor was even more confused. "Are they from the same family?" Mother Yi said, "Yes, I am the child's grandmother." Mother Liu also said, "I am the child's grandmother." The doctor finally understood, and his eyes were slightly shocked. "You have triplets." Mother Yi immediately replied, "Yes, doctor." The doctor exclaimed, "Oh my God, I have never seen triplets. I have seen more twins. Come in quickly, one by one." Yi Chen and the others quickly brought the child over, and the doctor signaled them to put the child on the scale in turn. After a while, I finally weighed my weight and measured my height. The doctor held a piece of paper and asked Liu Yina to fill in the child's information, and then he wrote something on it. I looked at the child's limbs, mouth, etc. again and checked them again. After about 10 minutes, the child finally finished the physical examination. By this time, it was probably about time for him to go to their house for vaccinations. The doctor took the paper and looked at it again and again on the computer, and then said to Yi Chen and the others, "There is nothing wrong with the child because it is a 1-month-old baby. You should go to the maternal and child health hospital for a detailed examination, including a blood test and a bone calcium test." Yi Chen immediately replied, "Okay, thank you, doctor." Yi Chen took the 3 medical examination papers handed over by the doctor, and Mother Liu and the others hurriedly thanked the doctor. Yi Chen and others also walked out of the physical examination room and returned to the hall waiting for vaccinations. They saw that there were still a few people waiting for their numbers to be called, and now many people had left the hall. After all, it is almost 11 o'clock now, and the community service center stops taking numbers at 11:30, so it is already quite late now. Yi Chen and others quickly found a place to sit down. "Wife, come here and have a rest. You've worked hard." Yi Chen quickly pushed Liu Yina into her seat. Then he said to Mother Yi and Mother Liu, "Mom, come over here and sit down. It's tiring to hold the baby." Mother Liu said, Okay, then why don't you sit down?" There were only a few seats, so he asked the women in the family to sit down while the men stood. Yi Chen replied to Mother Liu, "It's okay, I'm young and strong, it's okay to stand for a while, and my little darling is not that heavy, Mom. You sit down, I won't be in the way." Mother Liu also sat down with a smile. "Okay, it will probably be enough to sit for a while. I don't know if these little guys will cry by then." Mother Yi said, "I remember when Chen got his first vaccination, he cried so loudly and was very sad." Mother Liu also said, "Really? But our Nana didn't have that. She was very well behaved when she was little. She only cried a little when she got the injection, but nothing happened after that." Mother Yi, "This Dabao's personality is just like Yi Chen. He has a bad temper." Mother Liu, "Then Xiaobao and Erbao are more like Nana, so well behaved." Mother Yi smiled and said, "When he grows up, you must not let Dabao bully his younger brothers and sisters." Mother Liu said, "Of course, you must educate them well. As a big brother, you must protect your younger brothers and sisters. You are much taller than your younger brothers and sisters, so how can you bully them?" Chapter 72 finally got the injection. The family was talking about Yi Chen and Liu Yina's childhood, and they laughed when they talked about happy things. Time passed quickly. "Please ask Yi Ruibo to go to clinic number 2 for vaccination." Now Dabao's name has been called. Mother Yi quickly carried Dabao in her arms and walked in. Later, Yi Chen and his group followed her into the clinic. The doctor saw so many people coming in, so he said to them, "Only come in when your name is called. Others who don't want to work can wait upstairs." "I'm the child's father. I'm the child's grandmother. I'm the child's grandfather. I am the child's grandfather. I'm the child's mother." Only the nanny, Aunt Zhang, did not come in with them. She sat outside looking at the items and carts she brought with her. The doctor who was giving the vaccinations looked at the 5 or 6 people who were there, then at the babies in their arms, and his face was filled with shock. "You guys gave birth to 3 babies." Yi Chen said, "Yes." As the doctor sorted out the needles, he said, "Triplets. This is really surprising." Yi Chen and the others just smiled and didn't say much. "Wake up the child. The child cannot fall asleep during the injection, otherwise he will be easily frightened," said the doctor. "Oh, okay, I really don't know about this," Mother Liu replied quickly. So he whispered softly, "Dabao, wake up quickly, it's time to get an injection." Dabao obviously didn't want to wake up. After humming a few times, he fell asleep again. However, Liu Yina was filming a video with her mobile phone, recording the scene of her child's first vaccination. The doctor also helped to touch the child's ears, trying to wake him up, but he didn't expect that he turned his head and was still asleep. The doctor was helpless and hit Dabao's hand. Dabao woke up immediately and started crying. Everyone thought it was quite funny, so the doctor immediately took out the prepared needle and asked Mother Yi to expose the child's arm. One in each hand, now the child has something to cry about. Sure enough, Dabao's lung capacity is quite good. After the injection, the crying sound from when his hand was hit just now had not stopped, but the needle made him cry even louder, and his voice was even a little cracked. But the doctor said, It's okay, that's how vaccinations are done. You press this side first, then it's your turn to get vaccinated here. The doctor was also good-tempered. After the bleeding on Dabao's side stopped, he immediately started giving the injection to the other side. Dabao continued to cry loudly without stopping. Mother Yi held the child in her arms. Seeing the child crying so pitifully, she felt really distressed. However, she had expected this to be the case when giving vaccinations. The other children just now had cried so hard, so she comforted Dabao gently and quickly gave him the second shot. After getting 2 shots, Dabao cried so hard that his face turned red. He was really angry. But then again, there are probably very few children who don't cry when getting an injection. Later, Yi Chen's second baby and little darling also cried when they got injections, but they didn't cry as hard as the eldest baby. After the 2 little babies got 2 injections, they hummed twice and stopped crying. And Dabao also cried for a long time afterwards. Dabao is a crybaby and has a bad temper. It was almost 11:30 when I finally finished getting the vaccinations. Sitting in the car, Yi Chen also asked Liu Yina, "Nana, do you have time to make an appointment for a children's physical examination this afternoon?" Liu Yina immediately responded, "Let me take a look first." I took out my mobile phone, opened the official account of the Maternal and Child Health Hospital, opened the Children's Physical Examination column, and after clicking in, I found that there were no appointments available for that day. Today's number is sold out, but there are still numbers for tomorrow. "What time is it tomorrow? Is there any in the morning?" Yi Chen asked. "Let me check. It's only available after 10:30 tomorrow morning. They're all quite late. Do you want to make an appointment?" Yi Chen thought for a while and said, "Let's make an appointment. Although it's a little late, we must take the child for a physical examination tomorrow morning." Chapter 73, Impatient. "Then I'll make an appointment at 10:30, Liu Yina asked. "Well, let's make this an appointment. I have to go out early tomorrow," Yi Chen said. "Okay, I'll make an appointment now." Liu Yina was holding her phone and typing something on it. "Okay, we have an appointment. Remember to bring your medical examination booklet tomorrow." Yi Chen smiled and said, "I understand." Then I thought again, "Nana, do you need to go back for a checkup after giving birth?" Mother Yi was also worried and said, "No, this is for 42 days after delivery, and you have to wait until it's clean before you go back." Mother Yi is also an experienced person, so naturally she understands these things. Mother Liu also asked with some concern, "If it's not finished yet, then buy some more ginger soup to drink. It will be faster." That's what the confinement nanny told me at the time. Liu Yina, "Mom, don't worry, I'm fine now. I'll go back for a checkup in 42 days. Don't worry, I'm recovering well." After hearing this, Yi Chen finally felt relieved. Mother Yi and Mother Liu also nodded quickly and said, "That's good, that's good." They returned home quickly. The little one seemed to be frightened by the injection. Sometimes people get scared when they hear loud noises. Liu Yina was also a little worried. Mother Liu consoled her by saying, "It's like this when children get injections. If they cry, just hug them and comfort them. It's okay, you don't have to worry." Mother Yi also comforted him. "Yes, you see, Zairaguagui is fine, he is quite calm. It's just that Dabao is a little more difficult to deal with. Just hug him more and comfort him and give him enough sense of security." Liu Yina also nodded in response. Everyone understood the truth, but seeing the child being frightened, Liu Yina also felt distressed. "So today I have been feeding my eldest baby with breast milk to make him feel safe enough." At around 10:30 in the evening, Liu Yina finished feeding her child, put the child back down, and walked back to her bedroom. As soon as she entered the room, she saw Yi Chen already waiting for her on the bed. Liu Yina's heart suddenly skipped a beat. She felt that something was wrong with Yi Chen tonight, but she didn't know what to say, so she closed the door and lay back on the bed. Yi Chen closed his eyes at this time, but he was not actually asleep. He was just resting his eyes. He had already noticed it when Liu Yina opened the door. When Liu Yina lay back on the bed quietly, he was also shocked. "Take a deep breath." After lying down for a few minutes, he suddenly moved forward and pressed down Liu Yina. "Nana, I." Liu Yina finally understood why Yi Chen asked her today about going back to the hospital for a checkup in 42 days. This man is so impatient. But it's true, some men would take advantage of their wives' pregnancy to cheat on them and keep mistresses. But Yi Chen really waited until the entire pregnancy period was over. Moreover, during the entire pregnancy, I had nothing and endured all the desires by myself, which was really not easy. It's just that I have just finished my confinement, and I still have a little bit of those things. So they are really not suitable for me. Liu Yina wanted to break free from Yi Chen, But Yi Chen had already pinned Liu Yina to the bed, and she couldn't move at all. Liu Yina lowered her head, blushed, and said softly, "You, what do you want to do?" Yi Chen leaned over and looked at the shy woman in front of him, and suddenly leaned close to Liu Yina's ear, his voice a little hoarse. "Don't you know what I want to do?" Liu Yina coughed twice. She really couldn't stand Yi Chen's teasing of her like this, especially his magnetic bass that could make people pregnant. And Yi Chen obviously understood that Liu Yina was very fond of this, and he rubbed his nose against Liu Yina's ear while breathing hot air. Liu Yina was so aroused that her whole body softened, and she said softly, "But I'm not finished yet. Let's wait 42 days after giving birth." Yi Chen didn't stop at all and smiled softly in Liu Yina's ear. Silly. Chapter 74, the couple had an in-depth discussion, although the two had already had physical contact and had a baby. However, the two of them never had any more in-depth communication since that night. And before that, Liu Yina was the active one, so the relationship between them became even more subtle. Although Liu Yina also wanted to develop further with Yi Chen, it was obviously not the best time now. When Yi Chen said this, Liu Yina was very resistant in her heart because her body would not allow it. Yi Chen smiled softly in Liu Yina's ear and seemed to feel that Liu Yina's face was getting hotter and her body was getting stiffer. Yi Chen smiled and said, "Silly boy, how could I possibly do something that you don't want to do? After all, for something like this, it's up to both of us. Now that your body hasn't recovered yet, I won't do anything rash, so don't worry." Liu Yina finally breathed a sigh of relief. No matter what, if Yi Chen forced himself on her, she would not be able to resist. Liu Yina also closed her eyes in embarrassment. Yi Chen smiled and said, "I'm just teasing you, relax a little." Yi Chen lay back down in his own place, crossing his hands under his head. After a long while, Yi Chen asked, "Do you remember that night? I really have no memory of it at all." When Liu Yina thought of that night, her face turned even redder, and she clasped her hands in front of her chest, feeling a little at a loss. How could she not remember that night? Yi Chen seemed to be venting something. It was really crazy, and she was also abused thousands of times. The next day, she was so sore that she couldn't stand. After leaving the hotel, people on the street looked at her strangely. She also rested at her bestie's house for a few days before she dared to go back to school. Otherwise, when she returns to school, bad rumors about her will probably spread everywhere. Liu Yina certainly didn't dare to reply to Yi Chen directly. After all, a man and a woman were alone in a room, discussing such a sensitive topic, which was undoubtedly courting trouble. Although Liu Yina had never been in a relationship before meeting Yi Chen, she had heard a lot about those things about men from others, especially from her best friend Gu Yingying. The things she talked about with her about the relationships between men and women were so explicit. Seeing that Liu Yina was too nervous to speak, Yi Chen slowly counseled her. "Don't be nervous, I just want to recall. Just look at how powerful I was that day." Of course, Yi Chen himself did not say these words. His wife was so shy, he had to teach her step by step, and he couldn't be impatient. From the moment he saw the red on the bed sheet that day, Yi Chen knew that he was the only one who had the experience of being the campus beauty of Xi'an University. So he was very lucky for this. And at the same time, he was secretly surprised in his heart. Thinking of this, Yi Chen also hugged Liu Yina in his arms. "Don't be nervous. We are husband and wife. We will definitely get to know each other better in the future. I would also be scared if you were like this." After saying that, Yi Chen stopped talking. But Yi Chen's best words were to remind Liu Yina. Liu Yina naturally knew that the best communication between husband and wife was in-depth communication. Without such a life, the relationship between husband and wife would become increasingly weak. Liu Yina loved Yi Chen and certainly did not want their relationship to be like strangers. She also wanted to be like an ordinary couple with Yi Chen. Therefore, when facing Yi Chen's requests in that regard in the future, I will definitely not be like I did today. Otherwise, men will be afraid to contact you, afraid to communicate with you, which will naturally be of no benefit to the relationship between the two of you. Liu Yina hugged Yi Chen's waist and said softly, "I'm just not ready yet, and physically it's not appropriate now." Yi Chen also smiled and touched her head. "Silly girl, I was just teasing you. Don't take it to heart, but your husband will wait for the day when you agree, okay?" Liu Yina snuggled tightly in Yi Chen's arms and said, softly. The two of them fell asleep in each other's arms. Chapter 75, 1-month physical examination for the baby. The next morning they both woke up early, but Liu Yina was extremely tired. Because the baby went to get a vaccination yesterday, and he seemed a little frightened and was a little fussy. Especially Dabao, who was very startled. Liu Yina was a first-time mother and was naturally worried, so she held Dabao in her arms and slept for a long time last night, comforting him well. The two younger ones were better off and didn't make much noise. Their two mothers and Aunt Zhang helped take care of them. So people often say, having an old person in the family is like having a treasure. Now there are 4 elders in the family. They are really 4 treasures. Of course, the premise is that the old man is a good person. If he is a bad person, he won't even let you hold your child. He is still waiting for you to serve him. Therefore, many things are two-way. If you are nice to others, they will be nice to you too. Especially when a new bride comes into the family, some old people always want to give her a warning or something. But they don't know that the new bride will remember you after making such a fuss. Whenever I talk about this past event, it's really not an exaggeration to say that it lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. Some elderly people, when their grandchildren are born, don't even look at them, let alone hold them. Not to mention taking care of their wives during the confinement period. If you don't help them when they are in the most difficult time, when will you help them? People will definitely remember this grudge of confinement until death. So, as a human being, you must have a conscience. There will be rewards after all the efforts, right? Therefore, they unanimously decided to let Liu Yina have a good rest at home, and Liu's mother would stay to take care of her. Liu Yina had no choice but to ask Yi Chen to record more updates of the babies, and send them to her so that she could watch the babies' physical examinations remotely at home. After taking care of everything and packing everything they needed, the group set off. Yi Chen drove everyone to the women and children's hospital and gave the babies a physical examination. However, what Yi Chen was thinking at this moment was to buy a big enough car as soon as possible, which was really inconvenient now. If you buy a motorhome, it will be very convenient for your baby to change diapers or drink water. By the time they arrived at the maternity and child care hospital, it was almost 10:30, so they arrived on time. At this time, there were already a lot of people waiting here. Some were babies over 1 year old, some were a few months old, and some were just 1 month old. Some babies were crying and refused to let the doctor touch them. They would cry loudly if the doctor touched them. It was a mess. Yi Chen brought his family, found an empty seat, and started waiting. He had already seen the person calling numbers, and the names of his 3 children were already on the list. When they lined up, all 3 of them were there. As long as the doctor calls a child's name, several children can have a physical examination together, which is quite convenient. Yi Chen and his friends also waited for more than 10 minutes before they arrived, which was almost the same as the appointment time. The next time they come for a physical examination, they will probably arrive at about the same time. They soon walked into the doctor's office for a checkup. The doctor was stunned to see Yi Chen and his group walking in, but because the news of the birth of triplets had already spread in the hospital, he reacted quickly. The triplets are here. The doctor also greeted Yi Chen and others with a smile. Yi Chen also said to the doctor, "Yes, we are here for a physical examination this time. It has been exactly 1 month." Mother Yi held Dabao in her arms, put the medical examination booklet on the table, and said to the doctor, "This is our medical examination booklet. I am holding Dabao." The doctor said, "Let's start with Dabao." The doctor asked Yi's mother to come over and sit on the bench in front, saying, "The news that your family gave birth to triplets has already spread throughout our hospital. We are so happy and lucky. All the babies are so healthy, they all weigh so much, and they don't need to live in incubators. It's really great." Mother Yi was also smiling happily. How could she not be happy when her own child was praised like this? Chapter 76, Thank you for your hard work. However, I am still very grateful for Nana's contribution to the Yi family, which enabled these 3 babies to be born safely. I must give Yi Chen a good scolding later and ask him to be nicer to Nana. Yi Chen was also wronged. He was suddenly scolded. Mother Yi smiled and said to the doctor, "That's because the child's mother is so great. Our whole family is grateful for her efforts." "Doctor, that's right. It's not easy to have triplets and they all look so good. Young man, you must take your mother to get a good repair later." These words really reminded Yi Chen. Otherwise, he would not have known whether he would have to repair Liu Yina's condition. He had been focusing on the child before. Yi Chen quickly responded, "Thank you, doctor, I will definitely do it." Yi Chen had quietly made a decision at this time that he must take Liu Yina for repair. "Then where can I get it done, doctor?" The doctor motioned to the nurse on the other side to help measure height and weight and said, "We have a postpartum one in our hospital. You can ask the first doctor to see what repairs are needed." Yi Chen, "Oh, that's good, doctor." The little ones quickly completed the routine checkup. The doctor went back to the computer and typed, There's nothing wrong with your height, weight, head circumference, heart rate, etc. Now we need to check your blood routine, bone density, and a series of reactions. I'll write you a checkup form now, and then you can go to the front desk to pay. The nurse at the front desk will tell you which room to go to. After you've checked these, come back to me and I'll help you check the data. That'll be about it. Yi Chen, okay, doctor. Mother Yi and Aunt Zhang each held Dabao and Erbao in their arms to comfort them. They seemed to have been frightened when their heads were measured just now. Fortunately, the little cutie had always been very well behaved. When Yi Chen brought them back, they whimpered twice. Yi Chen took the receipt to the cashier at the front desk. After paying the fee, he went to the third floor to do a routine blood test for the 3 children. The report would be available in 40 minutes, and then he would come back to do other projects. When their fingers were poked, all 3 children cried loudly. After all, they had to squeeze out blood with great effort, and even the little ones were very resistant. There is no other way. Now children have to do these things during their physical examinations. People also want to see a detailed report to know what is lacking in the body, and then prescribe the right medicine. After finishing all the other projects, 30 minutes had passed quickly. Mainly because there were many newborns, so it took a little more time, but the time was just right. Father Yi took the elevator to the first floor to get the blood test report, while Yi Chen and the others stayed on the 5th floor to wait for other reports to come out. After getting all the reports, they walked into the doctor's office together. The doctor took the medical report from Yi Chen and said to them, "You sit here for a while. The 3 children will read more slowly." Yi Chen and the others then sat down, thinking in their hearts that it was a good thing that they had changed the child's diaper and gave him water at home. Otherwise, it would have been really difficult. They arrived a little after 10 o'clock, and now it's almost 12 o'clock. Time flies so fast. The doctor looked at the children's various indicators and compared them with several other children. Probably the children don't have any major problems except that their bone density is not very good. But you don't have to worry too much. Many newborns grow very fast, so this happens. Just supplement them with calcium and vitamin D. Doctor, can these be prescribed in the hospital? Mother Yi asked with concern. The hospital only has vitamin D but no calcium. You can go to the pharmacy and buy milk calcium or liquid calcium. These are quite convenient to take. Yi Chen agreed. Then open a few boxes for me. I don't want to go out anymore. Doctor, I will prescribe 2 boxes for 1 child at most. I will prescribe 2 boxes for you. You can also take this supplement and breastfeed your baby. And mothers who have just given birth are also recommended to take calcium supplements or something. Yi Chen nodded quickly. Okay, then I'll prescribe 2 boxes for each child, and then they can give it to their mothers. We can buy calcium tablets later. Chapter 77, Preparing Milk Powder for the Baby. Yi Chen, okay doctor, I understand. Yi Chen waited for the doctor to write the prescription, thanked the doctor, and then left with his family. As soon as I walked out of the doctor's office, the system rang. Help the child get a physical examination, and the system will reward you 3 million. Yi Chen was not too surprised about the reward money. After all, he already had tens of millions of dollars in his hands, so he was not short of money. When I got home, it was already past 12 o'clock, and Mother Liu had already cooked the meal and was waiting for me to come back. I don't know how to cook, so I'll just make 2 dishes. I was just thinking about stir-frying 2 dishes when you came back. Nana is still sleeping and her dish hasn't been cooked yet, Mother Liu said to everyone. Yi Chen said, Mom, let me do it. I cook quite delicious food. If you are hungry, you can eat first. Nana and I will have the confinement meal together later. In the past, the confinement nanny and others cooked for Liu Yina. After the confinement nanny left, Aunt Zhang cooked for her. Since she hasn't cooked yet, Yi Chen wanted to make a confinement meal for his wife. Although it had been 30 days, which would have been considered the end of the confinement period for an ordinary family, Yi Chen still prepared a rich confinement meal for Liu Yina and served it to her on the table. Father Yi and the others had already finished eating. Yi Chen had just finished cooking. After filling a bowl of rice for himself and Liu Yina respectively, he brought them to the room together. When he arrived at the room, Yi Chen saw Liu Yina was still sleeping, but he felt a little bit sorry for her. After all, she was really exhausted last night. Now the baby has to go for a physical examination today, so tonight will be another sleepless night. From the current perspective, I don't know whether Zaya Aguegui and Erbao will make a fuss tonight. After all, they cried a lot today. When Yi Chen thought of this, before he decided whether to wake up Liu Yina woke up at this moment. Liu Yina opened her hazy eyes and said in a hoarse voice, Husband, are you back? Well, are you awake? When Yi Chen was about to go over to help Liu Yina up, the child in the baby room next door started crying. Mother Liu and Aunt Zhang were there. Liu Yina quickly got up from the bed and rushed into the baby room with Yi Chen. "Mom, what's wrong with the child? Is he okay?" Liu Yina asked worriedly. It's okay. He's probably just hungry. He went out early this morning and it's almost 1 o'clock now. Yi Chen, the child didn't eat in the hospital, right?" asked Mother Liu. "No, I just finished the physical examination and then came back with the child," Yi Chen replied truthfully, including the time he fed when he went out. "It is now 1 o'clock, which is almost 3 hours, so the child must be hungry." Liu Yina quickly picked up Dabo, who was crying the most, and said to Yi Chen, "Yi Chen, you make milk powder for Zyarguagui and Erbao." Yi Chen was also stunned at this time, because in the past, other people would make the milk and then he would just feed the baby. Now he was asked to make the milk and he didn't even know how to make the milk powder. Okay, Yi Chen took on this difficult task. Liu Yina took the child and went back to the room. Yi Chen turned around and asked Mother Liu and Aunt Zhang, "How do you make this milk powder?" Aunt Zhang immediately said, "Chen, come hold the little darling, I'll make the milk powder. It looks like you don't know how to make it." Yi Chen insisted, "No, now I have the opportunity, I can learn it well, otherwise I won't be able to make milk powder in the future." Yi Chen was also thinking that if he learned how to make milk powder, the system would definitely reward him. Besides, learning how to make milk powder would also be a good thing. After all, once he learned it, he could make it for his children often. Okay then, this milk powder needs to be added with warm water first. The water is kept warm in the incubator at about 45 degrees. Pour it directly into the bottle. For every 50 milliliters of milk powder, put 1 spoonful of milk powder. The 2 little babies don't eat much now. I usually make 150 milliliters. Now that I've been out for so long, I'll just make 200 milliliters. Pour 4 spoonfuls of milk powder into it. Chapter 78, This Son-in-Law is So Good. Yi Chen nodded repeatedly and poured the water slowly as Aunt Zhang said. He also carefully placed the bottle on a flat surface and watched himself pour 200 ml of milk. Then open the lid of the milk powder and pour it into the bottle spoon by spoon. Seeing Yi Chen being so serious, Mother Liu immediately nodded in satisfaction. "My son-in-law is really amazing. It's really great." After Yi Chen poured the milk powder, he quickly picked it up and prepared to shake it. Aunt Zhang and Aunt Liu spoke up in unison to stop them. "Wait a minute, you can't shake like that." Yi Chen was also confused. "I know how to shake it so that there are no bubbles. Don't worry, I have done enough homework." Yi Chen was seen holding 2 milk bottles, turning them slowly until the milk powder was completely dissolved, and then he handed them to the 2 of them. "See, I know how to make milk powder." Yi Chen also proved himself with his actual actions. Mother Liu was relieved. "Yeah, that's good." I took the milk powder and started feeding them. The 2 babies quickly finished the 200 ml bottle of milk. After they were full, the 2 children fell asleep. At this time, Yi Chen's system rang again. "Make milk powder for the child and get a reward of 100,000 yuan." Yi Chen just smiled and thought that making milk powder for the child was his duty. So Yi Chen helped clean the bottles and then returned to the room. Seeing Liu Yina feeding her baby with her back to the main room door, Yi Chen walked to the food on the side and said to Liu Yina, "Wife, are you hungry? If you are hungry, can I feed you?" Liu Yina was also a little stunned. "Didn't Yi Chen see me breastfeeding? If he fed me, wouldn't he see it?" Liu Yina quickly said, I'm not hungry." Liu Yina took a look at the man holding the 2 bowls of rice and asked, "Have you not eaten yet? Otherwise, why did you fill 2 bowls of rice for me?" Liu Yina also understood that Yi Chen knew that he couldn't eat that much, so the other bowl of rice must be for him, so she asked him this. Yi Chen said, "Yes, I haven't eaten yet, I'm hungry. How can you, a breastfeeding person, not be hungry? Let me feed you something first, you can't be hungry." After Yi Chen finished speaking, he had already brought the meal over and very domineeringly placed a bowl of soup to Liu Yina's mouth. Naturally, he also saw the magnificence of her breasts out of the corner of his eye. His heart was beating fast, but he still pretended to be calm on his face. If I also acted surprised, Liu Yina would definitely be a little at a loss. Yi Chen said, "Drink it quickly, don't be hungry." Liu Yina's face turned red all of a sudden, and Yi Chen couldn't help but shook his head. "What should I do? My little wife is such a shy person. What should I do?" While Yi Chen was feeding Liu Yina some soup, he was thinking in his mind. Soon half a bowl of soup was finished. At this time, Liu Yina's face was shocked. Yi Chen quickly asked, "Nana, what's wrong?" Liu Yina said awkwardly, "Go to that bag and find the breast pad, I'm leaking." Yi Chen took a deep breath, walked to the bag beside him and found the breast pads. Liu Yina ordered, Tear it down and give it to me, I can put it away myself. Yi Chen, I didn't say I would help you release it. After quickly dismantling it, Yi Chen handed it to Liu Yina. After Liu Yina took it, she held her son who was breastfeeding in one hand and gently put it in the other side. Liu Yina whispered, Yi Chen, eat first. Didn't you say you wanted to go look at cars with Dad this afternoon? Yi Chen said, don't worry, it's a small matter to see a car. At most, I can go and see it later. The key is not to starve you. If you are hungry during the confinement period, it will hurt your stomach. Liu Yina still insisted. I'm almost done feeding you, you should eat first. I've had the soup, it's totally fine. Seeing Liu Yi's insistence, Yi Chen had no choice but to listen to her and started eating. Chapter 79, You Won't Know Until You See It. Seeing Liu Yina's insistence, Yi Chen also started eating. After all, Liu Yina was about to get up and send the baby back to the baby's room. At this moment, the system rang. The host triggers a special task, feeds his wife, and is rewarded with a complete set of Diamond Series, You Are My Only One, with a total value of 999 million. At this moment, Yi Chen suddenly had a super VIP membership card made of gold of the Diamond Family brand in his hand. Yi Chen couldn't help but be surprised, so he asked the system, Oh my God, is this a wedding gift for me? Report to the host, this is a reward. Yi Chen didn't say much to it. He held the super VIP membership card made of gold in his hand. The weight of the card was at least half a gold bar. This is just a membership card. Is it really worth spending so much money on it? But you're also right. After spending nearly 1 billion yuan, if you can't bear to give up a membership card worth hundreds of thousands of yuan, then you're really immature. Yi Chen also made a rough calculation. In the past month, he has earned nearly 20 million yuan from the system's rewards. Including the previous ones, he should have nearly 50 million yuan in cash. Of course, the shares of Liu Yi Baby have not been counted, because that is not cash unless the shares are sold. But now the maternal and infant market is developing so well, it is definitely not worth selling the shares. After all, the dividends of this 20% stake in a year are estimated to be several hundred million. What business can make several hundred million a year? I don't know when the dividends will be distributed. I'll have to ask the system later. Thinking of this, Yi Chen picked up his chopsticks and waited for Liu Yina to come back and eat together. Liu Yina came back and saw Yi Chen looking at her with a smile. She also looked at Yi Chen with a smile. What's wrong? What's so funny? Yi Chen smiled and said, I have prepared a gift for you. Yi Chen handed the Diamond Family Gold Super VIP membership card to Liu Yina. When the time comes, we will go and try it out together and buy the hardware for the wedding. It's time for our wedding. I want you to be the happiest bride. Liu Yina didn't know that the card was made of gold, but she took the marriage matter to heart. Is that so? That's fine too. Let's go and have a look together when Mom is free. My mom should be free this Sunday. Liu Yina thought that her mother would definitely want to give gold as a dowry, so she thought about going together at that time. Yi Chen smiled and said, Okay then. Liu Yina and the other person sat down and slowly started to eat. At this time, Liu Yina suddenly remembered something. Oh, the baby's milk powder and diapers are almost gone. I must buy them today. Yi Chen asked, Can we do it later today? I want to quickly sort out the RV issue in the afternoon, which will make it much more convenient for us to travel in the future. It can be later within these 2 days, Liu Yina replied. Yi Chen was relieved now. He had originally wanted to ask the salesperson to deliver the milk powder and diapers, but he didn't want his family to pay for it, so he had to do it later. Yi Chen said, That's good, once we buy the car, we can travel easily. Liu Yina looked at Yi Chen with a smile, and suddenly picked up the chopsticks and handed a carrot to Yi Chen. Yi Chen also looked at Liu Yina with a smile, his whole mouth on the chopsticks, and made a smacking sound towards Liu Yina, as if he was kissing her from a distance. Liu Yina was almost laughed out loud by him. Yi Chen also picked up a piece of meat and put it into Liu Yina's mouth. Liu Yina bit the chopsticks lightly and shyly and held the meat in her mouth. Yi Chen and the other person fed each other, and they finished their meal like this. When Yi Chen was cleaning up the dishes, his cell phone rang. Yi Chen held the dishes and chopsticks without looking at them. When he got downstairs, Aunt Zhang immediately took them and brought them into the kitchen. Yi Chen then picked it up and read the message. He was shocked when he saw it. Chapter 80, The Child Grows Up. Yi Chen looked at the message on his phone, and his eyes widened. It turned out that this was the bank account arrival information, and it also stated that the person who transferred the money was from the Liu Yi Baby head office. Yi Chen quickly counted, and found that there were many zeros after 1373. The total is more than 137 million. OMG. It turns out that Liu Yi baby pays dividends quarterly, every 6 months, and at the end of the year there is also a year-end dividend. My 20% stake has received more than 100 million in dividends. It seems that the maternal and infant market is really profitable. After all, this is the era of two-child policy, and everyone wants to give the best to the baby. They want the best milk powder, diapers, pants, etc., as well as a series of toys, tableware, etc., all the best. Times have changed. In the past, children were raised freely, but now children grow up in honey. Therefore, more and more maternal and child stores have opened in recent years. Yi Chen was holding his phone, so happy that he didn't know what he was doing. At this time, Yi's father came over and saw Yi Chen grinning, so he asked, "Chen, what are you laughing at?" Yi Chen immediately handed the phone to Yi's father. "Dad, look, this is the dividend of my shares. There are so many. This is for half a year, and there will be a final dividend at the end of the year." Father Yi also stared at the information in Yi Chen's phone and couldn't help but sighed. "I think your father's company is only worth a few 100 million, and you have divided more than 100 million this time. Although I heard your mother talk about buying stocks and shares before, I always thought you were just doing a small thing. I really didn't expect that you actually made more than 100 million in half a year. Good job, you are better than your teacher." Father Yi patted Yi Chen's shoulder heavily. Seeing that his son was able to stand on his own and was so capable, he was very happy. He could finally rest assured that Yi Chen would take over his company in the future. Although his company is not big, its previous scale was as high as tens of billions. But recently the company ran into problems and was not managing well, so his wealth was reduced by half. So there were rumors that he was going to go bankrupt. But now that I see my son has achieved such success, I feel very relieved. Father Yi is hoping that his son can carry forward the Yi family's business and create greater glory. Yi Chen also said, "Dad, give me your account number and I will transfer some money to you. I heard that the company is in urgent need of money now." Father Yi waved his hands repeatedly and said, No, keep this money for raising the children. Dad has money." Although that's what they said, even when Yi Chen got married, they could only come up with a few million. If it were in the past, it would not be a problem to come up with 100 or 200 million. Father Yi may not know that Yi Chen has given him the house, and Mother Yi may not have given it to him yet. If he knew that his son bought a villa worth hundreds of millions, he would probably be even more surprised. Because in the past, they also planned to buy a large house with 5 bedrooms and 2 living rooms for Yi Chen as a wedding house. But something unexpected happened before the plan could be realized. If Yi Chen had not told them that he had already bought a house, they would probably have borrowed money to make up the down payment for Yi Chen to buy a house. Yi Chen just smiled and said, "Dad, this is a little gift from my son, just accept it. You can see that my son is not short of money at all now." Finally, when the two were arguing, Yi's mother came. "What are you two doing? What are you arguing about? You're disturbing my grandson's sleep." Mother Yi scolded the father and son with a smile. Yi Chen said, "Mom, I want to give Dad money to spend, but Dad doesn't want it." Mother Yi also said, "Why have you made a fortune?" Seeing that the father and son were arguing about money, and the fact that the son wanted to spend money for his father, I couldn't help but laugh. I was also sighing in my heart that my son has really grown up. He can make money on his own, has a wife, has children, and cares about his parents. Chapter 81 Come Back Tonight. Yi Chen took the phone and handed it to Yi's mother, saying, "Mom, look, I just received a dividend from the company, more than 100 million. Do you think it's not too much for me to transfer 10 or 20 million to Dad? I don't need that much money to raise a child, right?" Mother Yi was also very surprised when she saw the message on her phone. "Oh my God, son, you are so rich. Old man, your son gives you money to spend, so just keep it well. It's rare for a son to be so filial." When Mother Yi learned that it was the dividends from Yi Chen's company that gave the money to Father Yi, she did not refuse. Yi Chen said, "Mom, I will transfer 10 million to you." So Yi Chen picked up his phone and transferred 10 million to Yi's mother. Because when Yi Chen was in school, it was his mother who transferred money to him, so he had his mother's account but not his father's account. If he wanted to transfer such a large sum of money on WeChat on his mobile phone, he would have to transfer it 10 times because WeChat can only transfer 1 million at a time. And if his father didn't accept it, there would be nothing he could do. Yi Chen asked Yi's mother for Yi's father's account number and transferred 10 million to Yi's father. Then Yi Chen sent another message to Liu Yina, saying that he wanted to give pocket money to his father-in-law and mother-in-law, and then transferred 30 million to Liu Yina in one go, saying that 10 million of it was for her. Liu Yina looked at the message on her mobile phone, and in less than 2 minutes, the bank card information came. 30 million actually arrived in my account. Liu Yina was petrified, so she immediately sent a message to Yi Chen. Husband, why did you suddenly transfer so much money to me? Yi Chen showed her a screenshot of the money coming into his bank card and sent her another message. Wife, my husband made money and the company gave out dividends. Liu Yina finally felt relieved. Thank you, husband. Yi Chen replied, MMMMM. Liu Yina also blushed and sent a kiss expression in return. After receiving Liu Yina's response, Yi Chen replied, I really want to. Liu Yina's face turned redder, and after a long while, she finally replied, wait until the evening. After receiving Liu Yina's response, Yi Chen felt full of energy. In fact, throughout Liu Yina's pregnancy, Yi Chen has been taking good care of her and giving her enough love and care. After all, both of them truly love each other, but they still have to be careful with the last line of defense, and they don't want to leave any shadow on the other party, right? Anyway, everything is developing in a good direction, and Yi Chen is naturally happy. Then Yi Chen took out his phone and called the saleswoman of Liu Yi Baby. Hello, I want to order milk powder and diapers, but not now. Can you deliver them in the evening? The saleswoman quickly said, Sure, Mr. Yi, I won't be off work until 10:30 in the evening. That's good. Do you have any milk calcium or something like that? The doctor said the child is a little calcium deficient. Female salesperson. Yes, Mr. Yi, it's the imported milk calcium, which has always sold well in our store. How much? Female salesperson. 156 yuan a bottle. There are 90 pills in it. Do you want one? I'll take 5 bottles. Besides the kids, my wife also needs some. Female salesperson. Okay, sir, how much milk powder do you want this time? What about other diapers and the like? Yi Chen, let's get 2 more cartons of milk powder. The baby is getting bigger and bigger, and he eats more. I need 6 cartons of milk powder, 3 packs of medium-sized diapers, and 5 packs of large-sized diapers. The 2 smaller ones don't seem to be growing much, but the larger one is growing faster. Children grow faster, especially those with good appetites who grow especially fast. Well, I was thinking that if the 2 little ones grow up, they can use the older brother's larger size, and the older brother can buy a new one. The saleswoman also asked, Sir, you gave birth to 3 boys among your triplets. The female salesperson asked out of curiosity. After all, wealthy families like this probably all want to have sons. If they have the money, they are not afraid of having more children because they will be able to raise them anyway. Chapter 82, Everyone Has It. Yi Chen also smiled. 2 boys, 1 girl, and a little daughter. The saleswoman's surprised words rang in my ears. Oh my God, Mr. Yi, you are so lucky and so happy. I have never heard of triplets in my life. Yi Chen smiled and said, Thank you. Then he asked, Did you remember everything I just said? The saleswoman immediately went back to work. 5 bottles of calcium lactate, 6 cartons of milk powder, 3 packs of medium-sized diapers, 5 packs of large-sized diapers, anything else? Yi Chen thought for a moment, then said, Buy me a box of pacifiers too. Yi Chen was also thinking that the child would need to use it when he grows up. When he grows teeth, he will definitely chew on the pacifier. So he bought it first so that he wouldn't have to look for it when the time comes. The saleswoman seemed to be writing something on a piece of paper. Then order another box of pacifiers. There are 10 pacifiers in a box, and each one costs 20 yuan. Yi Chen, well, okay. Then you prepare it first and send it to me in the evening. I have to be busy first. Saleswoman, yes, sir. After talking to the female salesperson on the phone, Yi Chen went to look at the RV with his father and Liu's father. At this time, Father Liu found Yi Chen. Hey, Yi Chen, why did you transfer so much money to me? I can't do that. Father Liu directly grabbed Yi Chen's big hand and immediately said that he would return the money to Yi Chen no matter what. Yi Chen said, I transferred the money to Nana. I was transferring the money to my wife. If you want to return the money, just return it to Nana. Yi Chen was also trying to pass the buck and refused to admit that he was the one who transferred the money to him. After all, she is a daughter who wants to be filial to her parents, and there is nothing wrong with that. It has nothing to do with Yi Chen. Mr. Liu had nowhere to turn and was determined to transfer the money back. Yi Chen said, Dad, your daughter gave you money to spend, so just accept it. My dad and mom have accepted my pocket money, so you should accept it too. What, you transferred money to both my husband and me? Mr. Liu asked in surprise. You know, his company only earns a few million a year, and now Yi Chen actually transferred 10 million to himself at once, saying it was pocket money. At this time, Mother Liu also checked the account information on her mobile phone and found out that it was money that Yi Chen wanted to transfer to her. She immediately went out to find Yi Chen. Just then, she found Father Liu talking to Yi Chen in the living room and rushed over immediately. Yi Chen, what's going on? Why did you suddenly transfer so much money to me? Father Liu immediately said, not only did he transfer the money to you, he also asked Nana to transfer the money to me. Yi Chen couldn't do anything about them. At this time, Father Yi made a move. That kid has made a fortune, you guys just take it. Yi Chen's company has distributed dividends. The dividends for half a year are more than 130 million. Don't worry. Except for you two, my wife and I have received all the money. It's okay, just take it. This guy has a lot of money. In the future, you can spend money freely. Aren't we all spending money for Yi Chen's family? Take it. Since Mr. Yi said so, Mr. Liu and Mrs. Liu, who felt embarrassed at first, nodded and kept the money. Well, since my father-in-law has said so, we can't refuse anymore. We will keep the money and give it to Nana as a deposit in the future. Yi Chen smiled and said, Dad, please don't do that. When I make money in the future, I will definitely honor you. After all, you only have one daughter, Nana, and you are my other parents. In the future, there will be no distinction between you and me in the family. If I have money, everyone must have money too, right? As children, we must honor our parents when we make money, right? My dear father-in-law, you have taught your son so well. He is so filial. Mother Liu also praised. Yi Chen was thinking in his heart, I have to give Aunt Zhang a raise and a bonus later. Chapter 83, Everyone has a share. After all, Aunt Zhang is very tired. She has not had a good rest since the baby was born, and she has always been working hard for her family. So before leaving to look at the RV, Yi Chen found Aunt Zhang and told her that starting next month, her salary would increase by half, and he also gave her 100,000 yuan in funds. Aunt Zhang said she didn't want to do anything at first, but when Yi Chen showed her the message that he had received more than 130 million, she happily accepted it. Chen, you are such a capable kid. Aunt Zhang was also very pleased. After all, Yi Chen was the one who grew up with her. Seeing that the child she raised was so promising, she felt happy for him. Originally, her salary was paid by Mother Yi, which was just over 10,000 yuan a month. But now Yi Chen told her that he would be the one to pay her salary in the future, which would be 25,000 yuan, plus year-end bonus and so on. After Yi Chen finished talking to Aunt Zhang, he called Father Yi and Father Liu and drove to Minghui car dealership to look at cars. When they arrived at the car dealership, the male salesperson who had received Yi Chen before quickly walked to the door to greet Yi Chen. This was the car he sold, and he was also the one who handled the paperwork and the license plate and other things. Naturally, he recognized it at a glance. Hello, Mr. Yi. The male salesperson immediately welcomed Yi Chen in. How come you have time to come for tea today? I saw two more middle-aged men getting out of the car, so I said to them enthusiastically, Hey, Uncle is here too, please come in. Yi Chen introduced. This is my dad and this is my father-in-law. We are here to look at RVs today. The most important thing is to buy one if it is suitable. Okay. The male salesperson welcomed the three people in very enthusiastically, and then asked the receptionist to make tea. I wonder if Mr. Yi has a budget or something, the male salesperson asked tentatively. No, I just want to take a look. If I like it, I will buy it at any price, Yi Chen said very generously. Father Yi also said, Yes, the key is to see if it is suitable. Do you have any cars in stock? The male salesperson said, Yes. I'll take you to see the current car right now and take a look at the interior and feel it. So after the male salesperson waited for them to take a sip of hot tea, he immediately took them to see the cars in stock. Hello, distinguished guests. We have several brands here including Geely, Ford, SAIC, Hyundai, Mercedes-Benz, and Maxus, a total of more than a dozen brands. Which ones would you like to see? Just take a look at SAIC, Geely, and Hyundai and see what these ones are like, said Yi's father. I would like to see a Mercedes-Benz, Yi Chen said. After all, the car he is driving now is of this brand. When the male salesperson heard this, his eyes lit up. Mr. Yi, this is a Mercedes-Benz brand. We only have one here. If you want to see it, I can take you to see it first, and then we can look at the others. That's good. Mr. Liu and Mr. Yi nodded at the same time. Several people walked to the Mercedes-Benz area together, and on the way they saw many large RVs, which were as long, high, and big as the bus. These RVs are nice, but they are not practical. You have to find a dedicated parking space outside. If they are too long, it will be difficult to park them, said Liu's father. Father Yi also agreed. Yes, we are traveling just for convenience. If we have to make things so troublesome because of the car, it is really unnecessary. Yi Chen also said, yes, I think if the children grow up and want to drive out to play, we can buy one of these RVs. But now we still focus on practicality. After all, we don't drive out often. I don't think it's necessary. At this time, the male salesperson said, let me introduce you to all the RVs in our dealership. Look at the row in front. These are the ones that many people choose to travel in. The prices are relatively affordable, around 300,000 yuan. And the size is moderate with everything you need. Some have one bed, some have two beds, and there are also 4- and 6-seater seats. It's up to you to choose. Father Yi said, of course the more seats the better. There are 4 of us plus a few children, so we definitely need more seats, right? Yeah, that's right. Father Liu also agreed. I think anything as big as an ambulance will be fine. The most important thing is comfort, right? Both of them nodded. Yi Chen followed the salesperson and looked at the RVs here. These RVs were too big. After all, it's not that they can't afford it, but it's not practical. Along the way, Yi Chen has looked at almost all the RVs, but he hasn't found a satisfactory model. Either they are weird in shape, or they are too long or too high. There is really no one that satisfies him. With the pocket money that Yi Chen transferred to him, Mr. Liu didn't care much about the price of these cars. He would buy any car that was suitable. After all, it was all for the family, so the money had to be spent. This is Geely's new energy RV, but the length of the car is generally longer than the ordinary parking space. If you want to park on the roadside, don't think about it. But the average RV model is quite long, so you don't have many models to choose from. Ford T-type RVs like this are relatively small, but they are over 5 meters long. The general parking space is 5.5 meters long, but it is not impossible to park it. If you want to park it, it will be a bit compact. Have you ever considered buying a commercial vehicle? The male salesperson asked tentatively. As long as it can stop, no need to consider commercial vehicles, said Father Liu. If it is a motorhome, it will be more convenient to feed the baby and store milk powder, so that every time you travel, you don't have to carry large bags. You can just put them there. Obviously, Yi Chen and Yi's father thought the same and nodded. So would you like to take a look at the Ford here first, or should you go directly to the Mercedes-Benz cars? Asked the male salesperson. Then let's watch it together. We have plenty of time anyway, said Yi's father. Are all the cars you have ready made? Can they be picked up directly? Asked Mr. Liu. Yes, uncle, we can pay and drive away directly, the male salesperson replied with a smile. Last time, Yi Chen also paid several million directly to buy 3 cars. Last month, he was the sales champion of the entire team. When I think about selling another luxury car today, this RV is worth at least hundreds of thousands. With their attitude, even if you look at the current Ford or Hyundai RV, it is also worth hundreds of thousands. What's more, if you look at Mercedes-Benz, you have to fool them into buying the most expensive one. Chapter 84 finally bought the RV. In addition, we also have a Type B RV here. You can also go and have a look. At this time, Father Yi and Father Liu whispered, actually, these cars are all similar. I think we should get the most expensive one, right? Yes, it's not that I don't need the money. Of course, the most expensive one is the best. I also want to go back to see my little grandson. After all, I have to rush back to the company and will be away from here for several days. That's right, I have to go back to the company tomorrow too. I miss these little guys so much. Father Liu also spoke a little unhappily. Yi Chen naturally heard the conversation between the two and knew that they didn't want to continue shopping. At first, he thought that his father and father-in-law would carefully try out all the cars and then discuss it slowly. Unexpectedly, these two people were so generous because of their little grandchildren. But this is true. There are more than a dozen RVs lined up, and there are probably 50 or 60 cars here. The boss is really powerful. He actually has dozens of cars on hand. The male salesperson also heard what the 2 old men said and was very happy. Yi Chen looked at the 2 old men who missed their grandchildren so much, so he said to the male salesperson, which car do you have that suits our needs and is the most expensive and best? Let's go and see that car. I'm in a hurry. Yes, please follow me over here. It's the Mercedes-Benz C-Type RV. You want to see the expanded version of the RV. The male salesperson quickly walked up to lead the way, and after turning around twice, he finally found it. The male salesperson came with Yi Chen and others, and immediately stepped forward, opened the car door, and introduced them. If you want a high-end C-Type RV, the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter RV is undoubtedly the best choice. The Sprinter C-Type chassis is a luxury RV chassis designed for business and family use. Its distinguished appearance, powerful power, and solid and reliable performance fully demonstrate Mercedes-Benz's unremitting pursuit of the perfect model. It also meets everyone's requirements. Look at this fiberglass one-piece car body, the Mercedes-Benz chassis imported from Germany, the aristocratic color scheme of the body, and the domineering body. They all represent the extraordinary status of the owner. Please get in the car and feel its suitability. The male salesperson quickly made a gesture of invitation and invited Yi Chen and the other two to get in the car. As you can see, this is a luxury door specially designed for RVs. It has an insect-proof door and an electric double-level step. As a high-end business C-type RV, the comfort and luxury of the interior of the Franco Mercedes-Benz Extended Edition are beyond words. Creamy white leather upholstery, leather banquette sofas, yacht-grade wooden floors, and a full range of high-quality appliances. Let you enjoy the most relaxing experience on the road. The leather design of the booth is thick and full, with a fine texture, moderate hardness, and good breathability. The electric lifting tabletop can be laid flat to form a bed with a length of 1,700 and a width of 900. Both Mr. Yi and Mr. Liu nodded repeatedly, while Yi Chen looked at the interior decoration and was also very satisfied. Look, there is a charging port here. You can charge it, or use the induction cooker to heat milk. The Dometic 190L refrigerator behind the booth is eye-catching. This large appliance looks big, but it actually only needs 12V, which is energy-saving and can be installed. The disinfection cabinet behind the sofa combines disinfection, storage, and cleaning in one, saving space accordingly. The salesman kept talking about a lot of things and finally came to the driver's cabin. The spacious driving space provides a wide driving field of vision. The driver's cabin is mainly black and white, with wine red and mahogany color of the center console and steering wheel as embellishments, showing a deep and majestic atmosphere. Father Liu also said very common-sensely, "You are a good boy." Father Yi also said, "Yeah, it sounds very professional." The male salesperson also said modestly, "This is my job, thank you for the compliment." Mr. Yi and Mr. Liu also smiled at each other. "Yi Chen, what do you think of this car?" asked Yi's father. "I think it's okay, the interior is quite grand," Yi Chen replied. "I like it here." Father Yi sat on the seat opposite the booth. "Look at me. I'm sitting here now and the booth opposite can be lowered directly so that your mother and mother-in-law can bring their 3 little grandchildren to play or sleep on it. My father-in-law and I can sit here and watch them and take pictures. How great." Father Liu also said, "Yes, this is pretty good. I don't know about other cars, but this car has it, so it's good." Mr. Liu was very happy to see this. When Yi Chen heard his two fathers say that the car was good, he said generously, "Then buy it. I think this car is pretty good too. Do you want to send a photo to the two mothers and Nana and ask them? Come on, take a photo and send it to the group to ask the 3 mothers if they like it." Daddy immediately acted as a photographer, taking photos and recording videos. Liu's father did the same, and even sent a voice message to tell me what he liked. Liu Yina and her 2 mothers at home also saw it, so the family started chatting in the family group. The whole family was quite satisfied with the car, so they decided to buy it on the spot. After all discounts, it's only 1.59 million. The formalities were quickly completed and signed. After everything was done, Mr. Yi and the others were waiting while drinking tea. After waiting for several minutes, Father Liu and Father Yi could no longer sit still. "Yi Chen, you have to drive home soon anyway. Why don't I go back with my in-laws first? You stay here and drive back later." Seeing that the two were eager to see their grandchildren, Yi Chen did not stop them. "Okay, you guys go home. I'll drive back when I'm done here." After Mr. Yi and Mr. Liu took the car keys, they drove away immediately. Yi Chen stayed here waiting and asked the male salesperson to teach him how to operate the car. The male salesperson was also very enthusiastic and explained the manual to Yi Chen one by one. After I became familiar with all the operations in the car, the system rang. Congratulations to the host for taking the initiative to learn how to drive an RV for the baby, triggering a special reward. The system rewards a 2,000 square meter piece of land in the second ring road of the city. This land is located next to the national highway, and the surrounding supporting facilities are very complete. Yi Chen was shocked and couldn't help asking the system, "Oh my God, 2,000 square meters of land in the second ring. Are you kidding me? Are your system rewards randomly drawn, so unreliable?" "Hello, host. The system's special rewards are random." Yi Chen was stunned. "It's really random. No wonders." Chapter 85. Oh my God, it's a gold card. When Yi Chen drove home happily, It was already past 5 in the afternoon, almost 6. After Yi Chen drove the car back, everyone in the family hurried out to try it out. Yi Chen took Liu Yina's hand and whispered in her ear, "You said, come again tonight." Liu Yina also blushed and glanced at Yi Chen. Hate. Yi Chen's heart was moved when he heard that. Everyone visited the new car and was very satisfied with it. Before dinner, Yi Chen called the saleswoman and said, "Hello, can it be delivered around 7 o'clock?" The saleswoman quickly responded, "Yes, sir. I will definitely deliver it before 7 o'clock." After Yi Chen finished his dinner, the saleswoman delivered all the things. But this time, she brought 3 walkers for Yi Chen. "Hello, Mr. Yi, this is a gift from our company. Thank you for your support." When Yi Chen came out, the female salesperson had already started to move several cartons out of the car one by one, and the driver also got out of the car to help move them. Yi Chen said, "Thank you very much, just leave it here, I will move it in later." Yi Chen didn't want anyone else to come into the house, so he asked them to put their things on the side of the villa's gate, and he would move them back later. The female salesperson also nodded quickly and called the driver to help move. "Honey, you move the milk powder, I'll move the rest." It turned out that the man was her husband. That's right, it was late at night and her husband must have been worried, so he came over to help deliver the goods. Yi Chen also smiled and didn't say anything. After everything was settled, Yi Chen transferred 200 more yuan to her just like last time. The female salesperson thanked Yi Chen repeatedly before going back in her husband's car. When Yi Chen saw them leave, he started moving his things back upstairs. Dad Yi and Dad Liu were playing with the baby in the baby's room because they had to go back to the company soon. After Yi Chen moved the things into the house, he returned to the room and said to Liu Yina, "Wife, come with me tonight. I have a gift for you." "What, didn't you just give me a villa? Why are you giving me another gift? Just change your clothes and come with me. It's nothing special, just some small gifts. Remember to bring the gold card." Yi Chen didn't know what was in the set of diamond jewelry given by the Diamond family, so he could only say it was a small gift. Well, luckily I slept a lot today, so I'm not sleepy now. I'll change my clothes and go with you later." Liu Yina quickly got up, walked into the cloakroom and changed her clothes. "I found that all my old clothes were no longer suitable for me, and I could only find some clothes suitable for early pregnancy." Seeing that Liu Yina hadn't changed for so long, Yi Chen asked outside the door, "Wife, what's wrong? It's not ready for so long." Liu Yina also said somewhat embarrassedly, "I can't wear my old clothes anymore. I can only wear clothes from the early pregnancy. They are almost 20 kilograms bigger than before, and my calves can't fit into them." When Liu Yina faced her previous weight of more than 90 kilograms, she also began to worry. "I'm sorry, it's my husband who didn't expect you to be so thoughtful. Let's go buy some clothes later. My husband hasn't gone shopping with you yet. You can buy whatever you want when the time comes." "Got it." Liu Yina said, inside, quickly changed her clothes and walked out. After all, Liu Yina used to have a devilish figure and an angelic face. She is 168 cm tall and weighs only 95 kg, both front and back. Now, not only has the size of the chest increased, but also the butt and the whole body have a lot more flesh. "Oh, if I want to go out, I have to express my milk first, otherwise my milk will be swollen." Now, after more than a month, Liu Yina has a lot of milk. After feeding each baby, she can feed another baby. If the babies are full, she can only squeeze out the milk. She had just breastfed before dinner, and only an hour and a half had passed. But Liu Yina had to express her milk because if she didn't empty the milk within 4 hours, her breasts would become swollen and uncomfortable. The more the baby eats, the more milk he will produce. But after the milk supply increases, it will gradually disappear. Liu Yina didn't want her milk to overflow, so she quickly took the breast pump, went into the cloakroom, and started expressing her milk. Yi Chen also looked at his wife with some amusement. There was nothing he could do. Liu Yina was a competent mother and did everything herself. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Liu Yina sucked out more than 100 milliliters of milk. She didn't have time to bottle the milk, so she just left it there and said to Yi Chen, "Let's go, I'll ask Aunt Zhang to help me clean the breast pump." Liu Yina naturally knew that she was busy and had wasted some time. Yi Chen said, "Okay, if Aunt Zhang is not free, it's okay for us to wash it when we come back." So the two of them said hello to their families and drove out together. Mother Yi and Mother Liu smiled at each other and then continued to take care of their grandson. It is also what the elderly hope to see that the two children can love each other and the family lives in harmony. Yi Chen was driving the car and talking with Liu Yina about the changes in the child over the past few days. They were talking and laughing along the way. We arrived at the largest shopping mall in Hong Kong, Damingfa. On the first floor, we found the Diamond Family counter. At this time, a very beautiful female salesperson also came up and said to Yi Chen and the others, "Hello, what do you want to see?" For this kind of young men and women, they just want to buy diamonds or gold worth tens of thousands of dollars as gifts. They are not rich people, nor are they high-spending people. So the saleswoman didn't entertain the two of them very enthusiastically at this time. Until she saw Yi Chen signaling Liu Yina to take out the gold card, her eyes really widened. Yi Chen placed the gold card in front of the saleswoman. "I'm here to pick up the jewelry I ordered." This really scared the saleswoman. She quickly took the gold card from Yi Chen and said, "Yes, sir, I'll tell the manager right now. You know, she has been working here for almost 5 years, and no one has ever received a gold card. This gold card is only given by the company to big customers who spend more than 500 million. Oh my God, 500 million. She can't even earn a fraction of what others spend even if she works all her life." Just this one card was enough to completely shock her. He immediately walked into the inner hall and asked for the manager to come out. Chapter 86, Don't Save Money for Your Husband. Manager Liu was immediately shocked when he saw the clerk walk in with a gold card. You know, can anyone who can spend more than 500 million be an ordinary person? That person must have a net worth of at least tens of billions, or even hundreds of billions to have the capital. High-quality customers like this naturally need to be maintained. Manager Liu also rushed out. After tidying up her appearance, she smiled at Yi Chen and the others and said, "Hello, sir and madam, how can I help you?" Yi Chen said, "I'm here to get something." Manager Liu asked, "Excuse me, sir, what is your name?" "My name is Yi Chen. I recently ordered a whole series of diamonds from the brand You Are My Only One. I'm here to pick it up." Manager Liu also looked extremely shocked because he was called to the headquarters for a meeting last night regarding the You Are My Only One series being pre-ordered. And the name mentioned at the meeting was Yi Chen. With the gold card in Yi Chen's hand, Manager Liu has basically confirmed Yi Chen's true identity. "Mr. Yi, I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you when we first met. I'm so sorry." "Yi Chen, it doesn't matter. Thank you for your understanding, Mr. Yi," Manager Liu said with a smile. "If you want to pick up the entire series of You Are My Only One diamond jewelry from our store today, since we are only a branch, you have to go to the headquarters to pick it up. It may take some time, about half an hour. I'm sorry to bother you and this lady to wait here for a while." Manager Liu said this with a very respectful look on his face. Yi Chen said indifferently, "It doesn't matter, let's walk around here first and call me when we get there. I just happened to take Liu Yina shopping here to buy some clothes, bags, and the like." Manager Liu also breathed a sigh of relief. She was still thinking about how to explain to the customer, but she didn't expect Yi Chen to be so straightforward. Yi Chen did have a good time with them, so he took the gold card back, walked out of the Diamond Family with Liu Yina, and went to a clothing store nearby to pick out clothes. This is a dress designed by a very famous local designer in Hong Kong. Liu Yina liked the design of this dress very much because these clothes are not the kind that are common on the street. The handmade clothes bought here can be guaranteed to be unique. The designs of other clothes in the store are also very unique. Precisely because of this uniqueness, this brand is also very famous in Hong Kong, no less than any other major brand names. This clothing brand is called LLY, named after the designer Li Liu. Seeing that Liu Yina liked it, Yi Chen simply helped Liu Yina pick it up. But Liu Yina took the tag and looked at it. "Oh my God, this t-shirt costs more than 3,000 yuan, it's too expensive." A t-shirt costs 3,000 yuan, so you can imagine that other things are even more expensive, tens of thousands of yuan. Although Liu Yina had more than 10 million yuan given by Yi Chen, she was not the kind of woman who spent money like water after all. Although Liu Yina's family conditions are very poor, she is not the kind of woman who only loves famous brands. You know, the clothes she usually wears are all bought for dozens or hundreds of dollars, and she will only wear more expensive dresses when attending slightly more formal gatherings. Girls naturally like to compare with each other, but Liu Yina is not like that. Although she is beautiful, she doesn't like to compare herself with those people in school, nor does she like to get together with them. Therefore, many people often think that she is different or even aloof. Liu Yina looked at the t-shirt in her hand. Although she liked it very much, she felt that there was no need to buy such an expensive piece of clothing. Liu Yina didn't know this brand of clothing. She just thought that since it was not a big brand like Chanel, it shouldn't be very expensive. At most, a t-shirt would cost about 200 yuan. Unexpectedly, this t-shirt cost 3,000 yuan. Although she knew that Yi Chen was rich now and she herself was rich, she still felt that it was unnecessary to buy a T-shirt that cost more than 3,000 yuan. It was too expensive. Yi Chen also saw the love in Liu Yin's eyes at first, but when she saw the tag, the light in her eyes suddenly dimmed. Do you think it's too expensive and you're reluctant to buy it? So Yi Chen said to Liu Yin, "Wife, this is our first time shopping. If we see something we like, let's buy it, okay? Don't worry, your husband has money." Liu Yin blinked, "But I just don't think it's worth it. A T-shirt costs 3,000 yuan. Yi Chen quickly said, "Wife, as long as you like it, we will buy it. Money can't buy the good things in your heart. Whatever you like, your husband will buy it for you." Liu Yin looked at Yi Chen with emotion. "Thank you, husband. I won't be polite then." Originally, she just wanted to save money, but Yi Chen had already said that this was their first time going shopping together, so she just relaxed and bought things. This is also what Yi Chen admires about Liu Yin. After all, some women want to buy expensive things when they go shopping with their boyfriends or husbands, and they don't consider their boyfriends or husbands at all. Usually, a shopping trip may cost a man several months' salary or several years' savings. What's more, he may have to pay off his credit card. The saleswoman on the side heard the conversation between the two and thought, "I haven't made any orders today. It seems that this couple has a chance. If you don't spend 30,000 or 50,000 yuan, you can't leave my store." For her, spending tens of thousands of dollars here is just average spending, because she has met some people here who didn't know what brand their store is and came in by mistake, so she doesn't treat those who come in just to look around and don't buy anything. It was obvious that, judging from Liu Yin's expression, she was probably a customer who didn't know her own brand, because people who knew the brand wouldn't pick up the tags of clothes to look at the prices. But when she heard Yi Chen say that he would let women go shopping, she knew that the deal would definitely be done. The saleswoman looked at the two of them with a smile and said, "Wow, miss, your boyfriend is so nice to you." Yi Chen immediately corrected, "We are husband and wife with a certificate." At first, the female salesperson thought the two were so young and were just boyfriend and girlfriend calling each other husband and wife. She didn't expect that they were actually married. Although she was a little shocked, she reacted immediately. "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. You are so lucky to have such a beautiful and virtuous wife." Chapter 87, Swipe My Card. The female salesperson also praised sincerely. After all, she had seen many beauties like Liu Yin. Many of them came here with their boyfriends, and they spent money without even looking at the price. The couple in front of me are actually married, and they are actually saving money for their husbands. Seeing Yi Chen actually told others in public that she was his wife, I felt a little secretly happy in my heart. Blushing, he said to the clerk, "Thank you." Yi Chen just smiled at the saleswoman and didn't say anything. The female salesperson also introduced the store's products to Liu Yin with a smile, and kept praising Liu Yin for finding a husband who loves her so much. Liu Yin's face was red throughout the whole process. Although she also thought so, she still blushed when being praised by others. Yi Chen now only cares about his wife, what kind of clothes she likes, what color and what kind of bags she likes. He doesn't care about anything else. After all, it was the first time that he took Liu Yin out alone to buy clothes, jewelry, and bags. In the past, they always went to maternity and baby stores or went with his parents. Therefore, he had to take good note of his wife's interests and hobbies. Liu Yin picked up a skirt and asked Yi Chen, "Husband, does this skirt look good?" Yi Chen took a look and smiled. "Why don't you try it? If you don't try, how do you know if it's suitable?" Liu Yin glanced at the eager eyes of the saleswoman, then looked at Yi Chen. "Well, okay." The female salesperson immediately took Liu Yin to the fitting room and considerately closed the door for her. Yi Chen has also picked out a lot of clothes for Liu Yin, but they are all large sizes. Liu Yin called out from inside, "Husband, come in for a moment." Fitting room, can you let me in for a moment?" Yi Chen was also confused, and the door was already open at this time. Yi Chen had no choice but to follow him in with a pile of clothes. Fortunately, the room was spacious and could accommodate 5 people without any problem. There were also 2 stools and a clothesline. At this time, Liu Yin turned her back to Yi Chen and said, "Husband, please close the door first. I can't zip up my zipper, please help me." Yi Chen brought in the clothes that Liu Yin had just looked at, as well as the clothes that he thought were good. He put these things on a stool aside and quickly came over to help her zip up her clothes. After pulling it up, Liu Yin turned around and said to Yi Chen with a smile, "Honey, this dress is just right. I was originally thinking of trying a medium size, but in the end I took a large size. I didn't expect it to fit me well." She also sighed a little. I remember when I wore small and medium sizes before, I had such a slim figure. Yi Chen didn't say anything. He just hugged Liu Yina tightly in his arms. You're not fat now. This figure is a little voluptuous, which is just right. No matter what you become, your husband doesn't care. If you really want to get back in shape, how about your husband help you make a weight loss plan at the beauty salon? There is also a postpartum recovery plan. Yi Chen paused and glanced at the shy woman in his arms. The doctor also told me before that it is best for women to do postpartum recovery after giving birth, otherwise it will be harmful to the body. I think we should all listen to the doctor. Liu Yina gently put her head in Yi Chen's arms and said softly, "Okay, I will listen to you." Yi Chen continued, "Buy all the clothes you need today, buy whatever you want." Liu Yina also whispered, "Okay." Yi Chen was satisfied now and pointed to a pile of clothes on the stool and said, "Let's try all these clothes today. Although it will take some time, let the people from the Diamond family wait for us." Liu Yina nodded obediently and kissed Yi Chen on the face. "Husband, you are so nice." "Silly girl, if your husband is not good to you, then who can he be good to?" Yi Chen's right hand directly pressed Liu Yina's head and kissed her domineeringly. The two of them kissed in the fitting room for several minutes. Liu Yina really couldn't breathe, so she pushed Yi Chen away and breathed in big gulps of fresh air. "I can't take it anymore, I can't breathe, there are people waiting outside," Liu Yina said while panting. Yi Chen quickly helped her calm down. Okay, take your time. Next time I'll kiss you for a shorter time so you won't feel so uncomfortable." In fact, Yi Chen was also a little breathless, but he still wanted to continue kissing her. There seemed to be a kind of magic on Liu Yina's body that attracted him, but he didn't expect that Liu Yina couldn't stand it. It was his negligence. Yi Chen obviously knew that he had gone too far, so he quickly asked Liu Yina to sit aside and rest, and helped her calm down. When he saw that her face was not so red, he said, "Are we going out now?" "We definitely have to go out. We've been here for almost 10 minutes. We're going to be misunderstood by others." Liu Yina's face turned red again. Probably everyone has heard about the news in the fitting room on the internet. If he really stayed there for that long, it would definitely cause misunderstanding. After they tidied their clothes, they opened the door and went out. At this time, the female salesperson was not standing outside the door, but walked to the cashier. Liu Yina was feeling thankful, fortunately. After all, we are in a public place now, so it is better to restrain our words and actions. After Liu Yina came out, she pretended to be calm as she walked to the floor-length mirror and looked at herself in the mirror. At this time, Yi Chen also came out and stood with her. Yi Chen looked at the two people in the mirror and said, "How about we buy couple clothes together again? The clothes of this brand are quite nice. I saw that the T-shirt just now has couple clothes." Hearing this, the female salesperson immediately introduced all the couple outfits in the store to them one by one. Yi Chen also encouraged Liu Yina to go in and try all the clothes. Even when the jewelry store called, Yi Chen just asked them to wait. Liu Yina was also very happy. The two of them tried on all kinds of couple outfits as if they were a couple in love. The two of them tried them here for about 40 minutes. Yi Chen took the ones that didn't look good to one side and then said to the saleswoman, "Except for these, I want all the others." Liu Yina said quickly, "You can't wear so many clothes here, just a few sets will be enough. There's no need to buy so many." Yi Chen smiled and said, "It doesn't matter, one set a day is fine." Liu Yina had no choice but to ask the female salesperson to pack up all the dozen or so sets. After the saleswoman calculated the price, she said to Yi Chen and the others, "Hello, sir. After the discount, the total is 230,000. 230,000. Of course, I paid by credit card. No need to ask who would walk around the street with hundreds of thousands of dollars." Yi Chen took out the card very skillfully, swiped the card. Chapter 88, Uninvited Guests. The female salesperson immediately took the bank card and picked up the card swipe machine to operate it. The card swiping was successful. 230,000. No credit card required. This is a truly rich person. After packing all the items, the female salesperson respectfully escorted Yi Chen and his friend out of the store, and then watched them walk into the jewelry store together. The look of envy and jealousy is beyond description. The saleswoman pouted, "When will I be able to meet such a good man?" After saying that, he walked back to the store angrily. At this moment, the system called out, "Congratulations to the host. You have made the baby's mother happy. I will reward you with a ticket to the charity gala." What charity gala? What? Yi Chen was a little confused in his heart. Why would the system reward such a thing? Does that mean Liu Yina will wear that set of diamonds to attend the charity gala. At that time, I still have to go and take a look at evening gowns. Think about it. Yi Chen carried a dozen shopping bags and walked into the diamond family with Liu Yina. In addition to the manager, the general manager from the headquarters also came to the store, and there were several more security guards in the store. After all, they have jewelry worth nearly 10 billion in their hands. How can you not panic? Seeing the buyer coming back, a group of more than 10 people quickly came over to greet him. Hello, Mr. Yi, we are so happy to see you back. We have delivered the diamond jewelry from the You Are My Only One series that you bought. Please check it now. Yi Chen, okay. The manager took Yi Chen to the store's lounge, which was a place for people who came to clean their jewelry to sit and rest. Of course, the other employees in the store dispersed, and the security guards stood guard. At this moment, an uninvited guest came to the store door, and this person is Yi Chen's ex-girlfriend, Li Avi. I saw Li Avi walking into the jewelry store arm in arm with a young man. The clerk looked at Li Avi and the other person who were dressed brightly, and naturally greeted them warmly. Hello. Li Avi just glanced at the female clerk, then took out her finger and looked at it, without even looking at her. Take out the diamond rings that are more than 1 carat. The man was just looking at his phone, seemingly uninterested. Li Avi's sharp eyes had already noticed that Yi Chen was also there, and there were so many people surrounding him, as if they wanted to do something. So she whispered something into the ear of the man beside her, and the man chuckled. Tusk, even before his family went bankrupt, it couldn't compare to mine. This man was a prominent figure in the school named Gu Ming. The family has assets worth tens of billions or even hundreds of billions. But in Xiangcheng, it is only considered a third-rate family. Before the problems occurred in Yi Chen's family, they were similar to Gu Ming's family. At this time, Gu Ming naturally knew what had happened in Yi Chen's family, so he was even more disdainful of Yi Chen. However, Gu Ming discovered that the person sitting with Yi Chen was actually Liu Yina, the school beauty. This made Gu Ming a little unhappy, because Gu Ming is also one of Liu Yina's suitors. He has been pursuing Liu Yina since his freshman year. However, in these few years, he has not been chaste and steady for Liu Yina. Liu Yina had seen him going out with other women several times, so naturally she didn't have any good feelings towards him. Li Awei had obviously noticed that something was wrong with her boyfriend, so she asked, "What's wrong?" Gu Ming snorted coldly. "Humph, today is really unlucky. The woman sitting with Yi Chen is Liu Yina." Li Awei was not surprised at all. "I heard that they dropped out of school to have a baby. I don't know when they got together. It's been less than a year since I broke up with him. They even have a child." Gu Ming was also very angry now. After all, he had been pursuing Liu Yina for several years, but he didn't even have the chance to have a meal with her. However, Yi Chen got her in one go. How could he not be angry? So he took Li Avi and walked directly to Yi Chen and the others. This time, Li Avi's plan succeeded. "Yi Chen, long time no see." Li Avi greeted Yi Chen with a smile, but did not look at Liu Yina directly. Yi Chen glanced at the two of them, but ignored them. When the general manager saw the person coming, he immediately became alert, and the security guards around him also quickly went on alert. Liu Yina responded in advance. "Huh, Gu Ming, why is it you?" When Yi Chen heard that Liu Yina actually recognized Li Avi's boyfriend, he instantly became excited. Liu Yina explained in a low voice in Yi Chen's ear. "Gu Ming has been pursuing me for 3 years, but he hasn't sent me any messages in the past 2 months. He must be with Li Awei." Yi Chen nodded. That's right, Li Avi's previous boyfriend had been dumped by her, and this time it was Gu Ming. However, seeing how close the two of them are, they are probably in the heat of the moment. When Yi Chen was with Li Avi was not that sharp. After all, when they were freshmen in college, they truly loved each other. But as they grew up, they naturally learned some bad things in society. Later, Li Avi often asked Yi Chen to buy her brand name bags and jewelry, which Yi Chen thought was normal. After all, his family did have the financial resources at the time. The more than 100,000 yuan of pocket money a month was basically spent on Li Avi. Even the bag worth tens of thousands of dollars that Li Avi is carrying now was given to her by Yi Chen. It's a pity that Li Avi chose to break up with Yi Chen when the Yi family entered a financial crisis, because Yi Chen's family did not transfer money to him at that time, and thus his source of income was cut off. At that time, Li Avi heard the news that Yi Chen's family went bankrupt and became debtor. So Li Avi was determined to break up with Yi Chen, and even got into another man's car in front of Yi Chen. Li Avi and Gu Ming ignored the gazes of others, and walked directly into the rest area. I really didn't expect that, Yi Chen. You would dare to come here to spend money. Your family can hardly make ends meet, and you still dare to come here to spend money. Li Avi's contemptuous look was self-evident. Chapter 89 let them see it. The general manager and the store manager saw that they knew Yi Chen and the others, so it was naturally difficult for them to stop them from communicating. They silently closed the exquisite safe. This is jewelry worth billions, so of course it has to be kept in a safe. The general manager thought, these two people really showed up at the wrong time. Seeing how they mocked the buyer, they are not good people. I have to say that this general manager is really an old hand, and he is really good at judging people. Seeing that the goddess asked about him, Guo Ming smiled and said, yes, my girlfriend came over to buy some things. Seeing that Yi Chen ignored her, Li Avi started talking to herself. Yes, Mr. Guo brought me here to buy a big diamond ring. Unlike someone who has been in a relationship for more than 2 years but has never given me a ring. Yi Chen just said softly, yes, I didn't give you a big diamond ring, but the bag you're carrying now was given by me. It cost hundreds of thousands. Li Awei was so angry at Yi Chen's words that she was speechless. What are you talking about? I bought this bag myself. HMPH? Yi Chen snorted coldly and said nothing more. Li Avi's parents are just fruit sellers, and they can't afford such an expensive bag. However, Yi Chen didn't want to argue with her anymore. A good man doesn't fight with a woman. However, Li Awei did not intend to let Yi Chen go. I am not like some people who know that their family is bankrupt and has no money, but still drag others out to pretend to be rich. Want to buy a big diamond ring for the school beauty? Can you afford it? After Li Avi finished speaking, she also snorted coldly. Liu Yina couldn't help it. She could no longer tolerate Li Avi, this hypocritical woman. Ms. Li, our husband and wife affairs have nothing to do with you. If you want to buy your big diamond ring, please go ahead and buy it. Don't bother us here. Interfering with you, Tusk. Li Awei was even more proud. I don't know what big thing you are going to do. Guo Ming remained silent on the side. He wanted to see what Yi Chen and the others were up to. Yi Chen quickly pulled Liu Yina back. He didn't like his woman to be involved. After all, it was him that Li Avi wanted to target. In fact, what Li Avi was most angry about was that she couldn't bear to see that Liu Yina, who was prettier than her, would choose someone she didn't want. That was why she was angry. At this time, the general manager finally understood something. It turned out that it was the ex-girlfriend who was causing trouble. So the general manager immediately said to Li Awei, Miss, if you really don't plan to consume in our store, please leave our store and don't disturb our big customers here. Li Awei looked at the general manager and said coldly, Who are you? How dare you chase away customers? I'm sorry, I was sent by the Diamond family headquarters, and I'm also the general manager of the headquarters. This time I'm here to deliver the goods to Mr. Yi. The general manager stood up and said, Oh, Li Avi's tone was slightly surprised, and she began to look at the general manager and others, as well as the safe on the table. Miss, are you planning to make a purchase? The general manager said this while winking at the security guards on both sides. Yi Chen said at this time, They are all friends. Since they want to stay, let them see it for themselves. The general manager nodded repeatedly. Nonsense, the boss has spoken. What can I say? Of course I have to listen. All of a sudden, the security guards who had just surrounded them also took a few steps back. Li Awei also sneered. I would also like to know what you bought that a general manager would actually deliver it to you. Anyway, Li Awei would never believe that Yi Chen would have money to buy jewelry. After all, the matter of Yi Chen's family had already spread all over the school, because the parents of other students in the school had dealings with Yi Chen's family. So this matter was absolutely true. Yi Chen ignored them and signaled to the general manager. Open it quickly and take a look. I'm in a hurry to go home to see the kids. Now everyone's eyes were on the safe. Yi Chen was also looking forward to it. He had never seen diamond jewelry worth 10 billion. The general manager slowly put on gloves, carefully opened the safe, and took out a square, dark red, silky box that looked very high-end. He pushed it in front of Yi Chen and helped Yi Chen remove the lid of the box. What was presented to people was a dazzling necklace inlaid with diamonds. At this time, the general manager was narrating and introducing. This whole set of diamonds was designed by Mr. and Manson, a world-class jewelry designer. The elements of this necklace are very high-end. Its chain is made up of many diamonds. These diamonds are round in appearance and are basically the same size. They are spliced together to make the necklace look very stylish. This structure makes the chain of this necklace have a certain width, and it is also very noticeable when worn around the neck. There is also a heart-shaped purple-pink diamond in the middle of the necklace. This is a very rare purple-pink diamond, and it looks very eye-catching. The total value of this necklace is 360 million yuan, and it is the most expensive necklace so far. Before the manager could finish his words, Li Avi and others, including Liu Yina, were all staring in amazement. OMG, just this necklace costs 360 million. This is more expensive than all the jewelry here. Before anyone could react, the general manager took out another box from the safe. They were opened together and pushed in front of Yi Chen and Liu Yina. This is the same ring. The main diamond is also a purple-pink diamond. This is a diamond weighing 16.3 grams and worth 240 million yuan. It is also unique in the world today. After saying that, the general manager quickly took out the matching diamond earrings and bracelet from the safe. The general manager helped Yi Chen open them one by one and introduced the purity of these diamonds to Yi Chen. Finally, he said, "This whole set of diamond jewelry is worth 990 million yuan. Mr. Yi, please check it." So the general manager picked up the necklace and handed it to Yi Chen. Li Avi looked at the scene in front of her. She had thought in her mind that this was a show put on by Yi Chen in collusion with the manager in front of her. But then she thought, the manager doesn't have so much free time to cooperate with you in acting. However, she couldn't find a better reason to convince herself that Yi Chen could actually come up with 1 billion. Chapter 90, Can Bankruptcy Get 1 billion? After the general manager finished speaking, he just glanced at Li Avi and Guo Ming. They actually said that their super members holding gold cards went bankrupt. Let me ask you, who can afford 1 billion yuan to buy jewelry after going bankrupt? And it is the only purple-pink diamond in the world. This complete set of "You Are My Only One" diamond jewelry is not something that everyone can afford. Without a net worth of tens of billions, how can one buy it? So General Manager Yan looked at Li Avi and the other person with some disdain in his eyes. Although the two people in front of him were customers of the store, compared with a distinguished guest like Yi Chen, what were they? Even if they bought 10 big diamond rings here, they would not be worth any of the diamonds here. You know, this entire set of diamonds are all of the highest purity, with almost no impurities. Seeing this, Li Avi and Guo Ming frowned, their eyes full of disbelief. They absolutely didn't believe that Yi Chen could afford to buy jewelry worth 10 billion. Yi Chen picked up the pigeon egg and gently put it on Liu Yina. It was neither too big nor too small, just right. Liu Yina stared as Yi Chen put on the diamond ring worth hundreds of millions of dollars for her, and she didn't react for a moment. I quickly thought about taking off the ring. This is too expensive. How can I do this? However, Yi Chen held her back. It's rare for your husband to buy you jewelry. How can you say no? Wear it for me. Liu Yina was also anxious. You have given me a villa before, and just now you gave me clothes worth hundreds of thousands. Every gift you gave me is too expensive. Really? Yi Chen waved his hand and said, I am your husband and you are my wife. Given our relationship, there is no need to be so polite when giving gifts. These are all gifts that your husband is willing to give to you. Liu Yina was also a little flattered. She said this now, and without realizing it, Yi Chen had given her more than 10 billion. The speaker may not have any intention, but the listener may take it seriously. Li Awei listened to Liu Yina's words, heard that Yi Chen gave Liu Yina a villa. There were a pile of shopping bags on the ground and this big diamond ring. It was enough to make her regret it. If I had not broken up with Yi Chen, then I would be the one marrying Yi Chen, and everything Yi Chen gave me would be mine. And the boyfriend in front of me, at most, just promised to give me a diamond ring worth tens of thousands, just like what he did today. Thinking of all the kindness and indulgence Yi Chen had shown her in the past, Li Avi already regretted it now. But she couldn't show it, because she had already lost Yi Chen and couldn't lose the big fish Guo Ming. Seeing this, although Li Avi felt regretful, she had to bow her head. Guo Ming was also irritated by Yi Chen at this time. Let's wait and see. Let's go. He just took Li Avi away. Li Awei just felt that she was really unlucky today. Not only did she meet Yi Chen, her ex-boyfriend, but she was also shown off. The most important thing was that she could have gotten a big diamond ring today, but in the end, she got nothing. When General Manager Yan saw the two men leaving in disgrace, he snorted coldly. Liu Yina looked at the pink and purple diamond in her hand and liked it more and more. Well, thank you, husband. Yi Chen ignored Li Awei and the others and said with a smile, Well, that's right. Liu Yina looked up at the door of the store and whispered to Yi Chen, Honey, are they gone? Yi Chen touched Liu Yina's head and said, Well, she's gone. What happened? Liu Yina smiled and said, Actually, don't you feel embarrassed? Yi Chen just smiled and confessed, To be honest, I was sad and upset about the breakup at first, but now I have you and the children, these things can no longer affect me. Moreover, I have now seen Lee Awei's character clearly. I believe you have seen it too. I won't say anything else. Anyway, you just need to know that you are in my heart. Liu Yina smiled and threw herself into Yi Chen's arms. To be honest, she was really worried at first. After all, she had sex with Yi Chen on the day that Yi Chen and Li Awei broke up. She was also afraid that Yi Chen still had feelings for Li Awei. Now, seeing that Yi Chen can face Li Awei so calmly, it proves that he has completely let it go. This is the best ending for Liu Yina. However, in Li Awei's opinion, Yi Chen just quickly found a substitute to replace himself. Especially today, I saw that Yi Chen was so rich. He spent a lot of money on villas, clothes worth hundreds of thousands, and jewelry worth billions. How could she not be jealous and hateful? This originally belonged to her. Yi Chen and Liu Yina quickly packed up the diamond jewelry. General Manager Yan wanted to give the safe to Yi Chen so that he could take it home. However, Yi Chen thought the safe was too heavy and was unwilling to do it. I simply put the entire set of jewelry back into the box, put it in the store's gift bag, and carried it away. General Manager Yan, the manager, and a group of store clerks and security guards were all standing at the door to see Yi Chen and the others off. Yi Chen was carrying a dozen shopping bags and hid the diamond family bag in his clothes. After all, wealth should not be exposed, which is safer. Then Liu Yina walked with Yi Chen's arm around her and suddenly asked Yi Chen, "Next, should we go home? It's almost 9 o'clock now, and I miss my baby at home too." Yi Chen has not had the opportunity to learn about the invitation letter to the charity gala he just received in detail, but he knows that if he goes to any charity gala, he will definitely need a dress. For myself, it is simple and I only need a suit, but if I take Liu Yina out, she must wear a nice formal dress. Originally, Yi Chen didn't want to go because he had never participated in one, and he didn't know if there was anything he should pay attention to or what the rules were. However, on second thought, most of those who can go to the charity gala are well-known people in Xiangcheng, and if I want to develop in Xiangcheng in the future, it must be that the more people I know, the better. After thinking about it, Yi Chen immediately decided to go there. So he said to Liu Yina, "There is a charity party in a few days. I have been invited to attend. I want to take you with me. Do you want to go?" Liu Yina pursed her lips and thought for a moment. "If you want to go, then I'll go with you." After all, she had also seen Yi Chen's achievements. The fact that he could give her a gift worth tens of billions also meant that Yi Chen would accept more such invitations in the future, and she would have to participate as Yi Chen's wife. Chapter 90, one decided to attend the charity gala. After deciding to attend the charity gala, Yi Chen took Liu Yina, and following the instructions of the mall, found the only place selling dresses here. As soon as I entered the store, I found that Li Awei and Gu Ming were there too. What a narrow road the enemies meet. Of course, Li Awei and the other girl thought the same way. Li Awei had just coaxed Gu Ming into agreeing to buy the dress first, and then the diamond ring. But now she ran into Yi Chen and the others here again. His face suddenly fell. The four people looked at each other again, but Yi Chen did not look at them directly. He just walked aside under the guidance of the salesperson and started to pick out a dress for Liu Yina. Li Awei and Gu Ming were naturally a little angry, so Li Awei pulled Gu Ming and said, "Let's go pick out diamond rings first. I hope some people won't follow us anymore." Even though Yi Chen and Liu Yina had heard it, they still didn't look at them. However, the female clerk who served Li Awei and Gu Ming had a dark face. After all, Li Awei and the other person were the ones she took the job for. Now, isn't everything ruined? I don't know if they will come back. After Li Awei and the other person left, Yi Chen and Liu Yina, led by the salesperson, visited the dresses here. However, Yi Chen and Liu Yina don't have much time left, and they must go home to see the babies before 10 o'clock. So I said to the saleswoman, "Bring out the most expensive dresses you have, both men's and women's. I won't look at the others." After all, Yi Chen thought that there was a reason why things were expensive. If they were more expensive, the materials, fabrics, and designs would naturally be the best. So Yi Chen would just look at the most expensive ones. Yi Chen said to the saleswoman, "We are going to attend a charity party. Take a look at which ones are suitable for such an occasion." The clothes the saleswoman was wearing were different from the work clothes she wore when she received Li Awei. It was obvious that this saleswoman was the store manager or manager here. Yi Chen also saw the status of this saleswoman in the store. Yi Chen was right. This female salesperson was the store manager of IV Courtesy. The store manager smiled and instructed the other staff to push out the most expensive dresses in the store one by one, including several men's suits. The store manager introduced them to them very enthusiastically. "What are your names, sir and madam?" The store manager asked Yi Chen and the others with a smile. "Yi Chen, my last name is Yi, and this is my wife." "Hello, Mr. Yi, Mrs. Yi. It's a pleasure to serve you," said the manager with a smile. She gestured to the two to look at the dresses. The first one was a white dress with a long train, the second one was red, the third one was pink, and the fourth one was a white short skirt. The store manager started with the first piece and told the two people which designer it was and what brand it was. However, Yi Chen fell in love with the last piece, the white short skirt, at first sight. The dress is designed in white, and the hem is trimmed with peacock-shaped lace, which is both elegant and pure. Yi Chen pointed directly at the last piece. "Let's take this one, it's simple yet luxurious. Honey, what do you think?" Liu Yina also liked that one at first sight. Seeing that her husband had the same idea as her, she was very happy, so she said, "Yes, I also liked this one at first sight. I think I like the design of this one very much." The store manager smiled and said to the two, "You two have really good taste. This dress was designed by Li Jinan, a senior domestic designer. This is his work that won first place in an international competition. There are only 10 of these dresses in the world. They are all handmade, and the process is very complicated, so the production is not high." Yi Chen and Liu Yina smiled at each other. They didn't really care about these things, but after all, those who went to the banquet were either rich or noble, so naturally they had to buy a dress that was presentable. "Then that's it," Yi Chen said generously. The store manager was also a little surprised, thinking to himself, how could this customer buy it without even asking the price? In fact, Yi Chen just felt that coming to such a high-end place, he couldn't do anything cheap like bargaining, right? At this time, Yi Chen also picked out a suit for himself, which was an Armani brand. Liu Yina also picked a tie for Yi Chen and a pair of high heels for herself. I have to say that everything is available here, even the most private breast stickers. After that, Liu Yina also tried on the dress and walked out. Liu Yina looks very beautiful in this short and slim dress even without makeup. After all, she is a school belle, so she can still handle it. Also, because she had just given birth and was still breastfeeding, her breasts were very majestic. Her face was full of collagen, and the white peacock lace design of the dress made her look very elegant. Her waist was also tied neatly, and her pair of 110-centimeter long legs were 2/3 exposed, making her look pure and sexy. Even if Yi Chen saw it, he couldn't take his eyes away. All the shop assistants and the store manager were simply stunned. They seldom meet such stunning customers who can look so stunning without makeup. Even celebrities only dare to appear on camera with makeup. Liu Yina walked to Yi Chen in small steps and asked, "Husband, does this look good?" Yi Chen looked at her and said blankly, "My wife is so beautiful." Liu Yina was really happy when Yi Chen praised her like this. Yi Chen said to Liu Yina, "Fortunately, it's not too exposed. It's all covered here. Otherwise, I don't want you to wear it in front of so many people." Liu Yina hit Yi Chen's chest. "Hateful." At this time, the store manager said, "Mrs. Yi, do you need our makeup artist to help you try on your makeup? It will save you time when you attend the party." Liu Yina refused. "Sorry, we are in a hurry to go home, so we won't try the makeup." Yi Chen also said, "Well, honey, I listened to you." Liu Yina also smiled, walked into the fitting room, and prepared to change into her clothes. She also didn't expect the dress to fit so well. Not to mention her, even the store manager was very surprised. After all, many times, if it were other customers, their breasts would probably have to be changed to 2 sizes smaller, but Liu Yina's were so magnificent. Originally, she had thought of letting Mrs. Yi try on some makeup, then take a photo and post it as a promotional photo or something. But now the couple was in a hurry, so she had to give up. After all, this was the first time she had met such a good-looking couple since she started working, especially Mrs. Yi. After all, many rich men in their line of work are average-looking, but the women around them are very beautiful, but usually these are not their original wives. They are used to this kind of thing. Chapter 92, Too Much Money to Spend. When it was time to check out, Yi Chen realized that the asking price for this dress was 480,000. The men's suit was 130,000, and with the shoes and bag, the total cost was 800,000. There is no bargaining here, because this store has a membership system and the price is fixed. Before leaving, the female store manager took out a card and said to Yi Chen and the others, "Hello, you two, You are already members of our IV, so you can enjoy our member services. If something unexpected happens on the way to the banquet, or if there is an impromptu banquet or something, you can call us, and we will send a nanny car with a carefully prepared dress and makeup artist for you. If your dress gets dirty while you're at the party, we'll send a car over. Don't worry, our makeup artists and services are first rate. Yi Chen approached the store manager's name tag, nodded and said to her, "Okay, thank you. Can I leave this dress here with you first? Don't let anyone else touch it and keep it clean. When I attend the charity gala, I'll call you to send it over. Is that okay?" "Sir, no problem. Just call me and make an appointment in advance." Yi Chen said, "I'll make an appointment now on the 28th of this month. I want to book a full set of services. I want your best makeup artist, no matter how much it costs." "Okay, Mr. Yi, we'll book you a reservation with our top-level service team. The one-time fee is 200,000 yuan. Is that okay with you, Mr. Yi?" "Yi Chen, no problem. Do you want to pay the full amount now?" "No need, sir. Just pay half of the deposit to set the date, and the other half will be given after the service is completed." The store manager waved his hand quickly. Yi Chen immediately took out his bank card and swiped another 100,000 yuan. Liu Yina gladly accepted all of these. After all, she had already received jewelry worth 10 billion, so why would she care about spending a few 100,000? Moreover, she now has to learn to treat these as habits, because she still has 10 million transferred from Yi Chen on her card. This is 10 million, not 1,000 yuan. If she continues to spend at this rate, I wonder how long she will take to spend all the money. With her consumption concept, she would probably still have the 10 million when she is in her 70s or 80s. She has now figured it out. With Yi Chen's current consumption, some things are naturally the most expensive and the best. He still has to have some things that show off, but in some places, if it is not necessary, it is better to spend sparingly. When Yi Chen swiped the last sum of money, the system rang. "Congratulations to the host for completing a special order. The host is rewarded with the skill of knowing people with wisdom. This skill can only be turned on when it is used, and it is turned off at other times." Yi Chen was a little confused at this time. Usually the rewards were money or something like that, but now he was rewarded with such a skill. Is there some conspiracy here? Plus, I was rewarded with an invitation to a charity gala at the beginning, which is worth pondering. Although Yi Chen thought so, without any definite evidence, he had no choice but to stop thinking about it. But Liu Yina said to Yi Chen, "Hubby, let's go home first. We have the dress and jewelry." Then Liu Yina came to Yi Chen and whispered, "I have been out for more than 3 hours. It's almost 9 o'clock now. My milk is swollen." After saying that, his face turned red. Looking at his shy wife, he had no choice but to follow her. "Okay, let's go home now." Li Avi and Guo Ming, who were choosing diamond rings on the first floor, had already bought a 1-carat diamond ring, which cost them more than 100,000 yuan. Li Awei couldn't help but mutter, "Yi Chen and the others should have left. It's really unlucky today. I can see them everywhere, but why did they come to buy dresses?" "Guo Ming, who knows? Let's go up and take a look. It's been more than half an hour. I guess they are just here to take a look. Who would go there to pick out a dress for no reason?" Li Awei also chuckled. "That's right, not everyone can get an invitation to the Waisha charity gala." The two of them carried the gift bags from Diamond Family and went to IV Courtesy together. As soon as I walked into the store, I heard the shop assistants discussing, "That couple just now is really a perfect match. Yes, that Mr. Yi is really a real-life overbearing CEO. He dotes on Mrs. Yi too much." That person took out his bank card and said to us, his gesture when he swiped the card was so cool. "You, as long as others spend money here, you think they are handsome. Aren't you? Mr. Yi just bought himself a suit worth 130,000 yuan, but bought Mrs. Yi nearly 1 million yuan for the party. That dress alone is almost 500,000 yuan, my God. Do you think they are also attending that charity gala? A lot of people have come to buy dresses recently, and they are all discussing attending the gala. It's better not to ask too much about social affairs. You don't have the opportunity to participate. You'd better take good care of it. If you damage someone's dress, you can't afford to pay for a dress worth 500,000. The staff member quickly hung up and tidied the dress that Liu Yina had tried on. "I have to wash it later and wait for Liu Yina to attend the party." Li Avi naturally knew who the Mr. and Mrs. Yi they were talking about were, and she also saw them pushing the dress that Liu Yina liked into a room. The jealous look in his eyes could no longer be suppressed and was about to burst out. It would be a lie to say that I don't regret it. I don't know which bastard spread the rumor that Yi Chen's family is bankrupt. It caused her to lose Yi Chen, such a high-quality and wealthy man. Li Avi glanced at the man next to her. Although his assets were similar to those of Yi Chen's family before, he had an older brother above him. Moreover, his elder brother has already served as the general manager of the family company, while Guo Ming is like a playboy who only knows how to spend money. Li Avi has been with Yi Chen for more than 2 years, almost 3 years, but she also knows that Yi Chen is the only son in his family, and that Yi Chen is a capable man and is not like other playboys in terms of relationships. After such a comparison, Li Avi felt that she regretted her decision and wondered why she couldn't just hold on a little longer. But there is no medicine for regret in this world. People have to pay the price for their choices. Chapter 93, a plan comes to mind. But I just heard from the shop assistants that Yi Chen and Liu Yin are also going to the party. How could one be invited to that charity gala without a net worth of billions? Could it be that Yi Chen's family has a fortune of several billion? But from what I heard before, Yi Chen's family has only a few billion at most. What is going on with Yi Chen's family? Is the news I received actually fake? But that's impossible. Even Guo Ming's family has received the news. Yi Chen's family is really in trouble now. What exactly went wrong? But not just anyone can receive a gift from the charity gala. However, Yi Avi just saw that Yi Chen actually bought jewelry worth 10 billion yuan for Liu Yin. And these 10 billion worth of diamond jewelry were also bought by Yi Chen with real money. Although she admitted that Liu Yin was prettier than herself, she was also Yi Chen's girlfriend before. That means Yi Chen still has me in his heart, and he didn't even want to scold me just now. Doesn't that mean he still has feelings for me? No matter what, I must get Yi Chen back. Yi Chen belongs to me, Li Avi. After thinking about it, Li Avi glanced at Guo Ming and couldn't help but come up with an idea. She knew that Guo Mingle had been pursuing Liu Yin for a long time, but had never succeeded. So if she could help him at that time, haha. However, Guo Ming did not think so. For this party, his family only gave him 1 million yuan. For him, 1 million yuan was enough to buy him a new outfit. But now, Li Avi has been added to the family. Not only does he have to buy a huge diamond ring worth hundreds of thousands, but he also has to buy dresses, shoes, bags, etc. worth more than hundreds of thousands. Just these few things will take up all of the 1 million. Although Guo Ming was somewhat reluctant, Li Avi was still the most beautiful girl in the school after all. So naturally there were things that made him willing to spend money. Although Li Avi is not as pretty as Liu Yin, one is enchanting while the other is pure, and they have a different feel. Obviously, Li Avi is not as stubborn as Liu Yin. As long as you are worth spending money on, she will definitely take a second look at you. And now, including today's spending, he has probably spent more than 1 million on Li Avi. Under his aggressive attack, Li Avi was directly conquered by him. Guo Ming naturally knew that Yi Chen and Liu Yin would also attend the party. Although he was confused about Yi Chen's invitation, he did not think too much about it. After all, some families might have hidden assets. Take his Guo family, for example, they must have some. At this time, the two of them were choosing dresses, each with their own thoughts. Liu Yin and Yi Chen had also returned home. The babies in the house were making a fuss, and Dabao's crying echoed throughout the villa. As soon as Liu Yin got out of the car, she ran upstairs to hug the baby. After all, she was really feeling uncomfortable because of her breast engorgement. Yi Chen looked at his beloved wife's running back and smiled dotingly. Yi Chen moved all the things back to the cloakroom on the second floor. Although he saw Liu Yin breastfeeding, the two of them had already gotten used to each other's presence and did not feel awkward. Yi Chen looked at Liu Yin feeding with her back to him at this time and said, "Wife, I was planning to go to the beauty salon with you today to see their postpartum recovery, but I was delayed by so many things today." Liu Yin said slowly, "It's okay, let's go next time. I also want to know more. When I was trying on the dress just now, I really couldn't bear it. The fat on my belly is really unbearable to look at." Liu Yin also complained about her figure. There was nothing she could do about it, as she had gained a lot of weight. Now that she had given birth, she felt very uncomfortable. After all, when I was pregnant before, I could accept having a baby in my belly. But now that I have given birth to the child, looking at the fat in my belly, I can't stand it anymore. She has always been very strict about her figure, so she won't allow any fat to exist. Must lose weight. She had to lose weight quickly. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for her to attend the party. The party will be held on the evening of the 28th, which is still 9 days away. If I go to see it tomorrow, the repair can be done on the same day. In a week, it should be able to recover a little, and it won't be so hard by then. This is what Liu Yin thought in her heart. Yi Chen felt that Liu Yin's figure was just right now, neither fat nor thin, and she was very nice to hold. Yi Chen also comforted Liu Yina. It's okay, as long as your husband likes it. Liu Yina smiled and said, if you are the only one watching, it would be okay, but it's a charity party, and there will definitely be a lot of people there. If others knew that you, Yi Chen, have a fat wife, you would lose face. Yi Chen didn't care. No matter what they say, I am the one living with you, not them. As long as my husband thinks you are okay, then it's okay. Liu Yina, no, I'm going there tomorrow. When I was shopping just now, I saw a beauty salon on the first floor of the mall. I heard from Yingying that the service there is very good and the skin care effect is good. I will go there to try it. It should be good for postpartum recovery. Yi Chen, it's up to you. I'll drive with you tomorrow. Liu Yina picked up her son and switched to the other side to feed the child. Well, okay. Yi Chen then took his pajamas and walked into the bathroom. At around 11 o'clock, both of them finished their shower and lay down on the bed to rest. Yi Chen asked Liu Yina, Nana, how about hiring a nanny for Aunt Zhang, or two? Look, if my mom or your mom is not available at that time, I don't want you to work hard. Aunt Zhang alone may not be able to handle 3 little ones. Liu Yina also said, let's hire 2 more or ask the 2 previous nannies. I think the babies like them very much. I don't know if they are willing to do it. Yi Chen, then I will call them tomorrow and ask them. The monthly salary of the confinement nanny is about the same as Aunt Zhang's. I guess they will also consider this. Aunt Zhang is the elder of our family, so naturally the salary should be higher for them. Liu Yina also said, well, that's true. Yi Chen, then let's do this. After lunch at home tomorrow, I will drive you to the mall. Then you can have a good sleep in the morning. Liu Yina, Yi Chen fell asleep, holding Liu Yina in his arms. Chapter 94, Repairing for My Wife. Early the next morning, Yi Chen slept until 10 o'clock. During this time, Liu Yina quietly woke up to look for the baby, but he didn't even know it. He was so tired that he slept very soundly. These past few days have been really tiring, but luckily things are mostly done now. Now all that was left was to repair Liu Yina's condition. Fortunately, the day before the gala, Liu Yina went to the hospital for her 42-day postpartum checkup. After the checkup, she could attend the charity gala. Everything went very smoothly, and Yi Chen liked such a simple, happy, and ordinary life. Seeing that Liu Yina was still sleeping soundly, Yi Chen did not wake her up. He quietly washed up and went downstairs to eat something. When he learned that Liu Yina had not eaten breakfast, and seeing that it was almost 11 o'clock, he thought it was almost time to prepare lunch. So he prepared a delicious lunch for Liu Yina. Now one of the confinement nannies has gone home for more than a week, and only my mother and Aunt Zhang are taking care of the baby at home. They take care of the baby day and night, which must be very tiring. I decided to call the confinement nannies first and ask if they are interested in coming back to continue being the nanny. Yi Chen also paid them the salary of a confinement nanny, 20,000 a month, so they agreed to come back, but they had to rest at home for another week before coming back. The conditions were all agreed, and they would work as a nanny with the salary of a confinement nanny, and the most important thing was to take care of 3 babies. Yi Chen simply invited both of them back. 3 aunts taking care of 3 babies is enough even if no one else in the family is available. At the same time, it also saves Liu Yina and her mother from being so tired and unable to rest during the day and night. After making the call, Yi Chen prepared lunch for Liu Yina and her family. As soon as it was ready and was about to be brought upstairs, Liu Yina came downstairs. I guess I was hungry. When I woke up last night, I had some midnight snack before going back to sleep. The babies were pretty well behaved throughout the night, only waking up once or twice at most, which was pretty good. Liu Yina smiled and said to Yi Chen, Hubby, good morning. Yi Chen smiled and said, Wife, good morning, is Mom not up yet? Aunt Zhang was already preparing the meal, so she said, I'll go call Sister May to eat. She didn't sleep well last night. She just fed the baby at around 9 o'clock and fell asleep again, so I didn't have time to get up and cook. Upon hearing this, Yi Chen felt that his decision to invite the 2 aunts back again was the right one. So, when everyone gathered together for dinner, he told his mother and Aunt Zhang about hiring 2 moon nannies to come back as babysitters. With 2 more people, we can take a break while taking care of the children, and the adults can also have a good rest. Division of labor and cooperation, with some people working the night shift and others responsible for buying groceries, cooking, cleaning, etc. during the day. Mother Yi and Aunt Zhang both raised their hands to agree with Yi Chen's decision. Because I am really tired and there is no private space at all. There are only children around me every day, and even the time I rest is when I sleep. If we invite more of them back, Then they can be the same as before, or at least they won't be so tired. After lunch, Liu Yina fed the child again, and then asked Yi Chen to take her to the Damingfa shopping mall where they went yesterday. After arriving at the mall, she immediately took Yi Chen to the beauty salon called E-Beauty. This beauty salon was also introduced by her good sister Gu Yingying, so she felt very reassured about it, as recommendations from good sisters were naturally good ones. As soon as she walked in, the reception ladies immediately came up to greet her with a smile. "Hello, sir and lady, how can I help you?" Liu Yina got straight to the point, but her tone was a little shy. I want to do postpartum recovery. Although she is already a married mother with children, she has not yet fully adapted to this new identity, especially saying that she is a mother in front of others. The female clerk looked at Liu Yina and Yi Chen and couldn't help but smile. "Madam, don't worry, we have a very complete postpartum recovery plan here. Please sit here and have a cup of tea. I will prepare some information for you." Liu Yina nodded. "Okay." Yi Chen didn't say a word from then on, just sat quietly by the side. After all, this is a woman's matter, and it's not good for a man like him to get involved. He just needs to be responsible for paying the money. After Liu Yina drank a cup of tea, the female clerk sat down opposite them with a flyer. "Beauty, is this your husband?" The female clerk asked politely. Liu Yina, "Yes, this is my husband. His last name is Yi." After saying this, her face turned red, because this was the first time she admitted in front of others that Yi Chen was her husband. "Oh, hello, Mr. Yi." The female clerk also greeted Yi Chen politely. "Mrs. Yi, you are so lucky. When you come here for postpartum care, it turns out that your husband takes care of you. This situation is really rare. You are really so lucky." Yi Chen also smiled, wanting to make Liu Yina the happiest person in the world. Liu Yina's face turned even redder this time. She smiled, her face full of happiness. "Thank you, my husband is really a good husband." The female clerk also smiled and said, "Mrs. Yi, how long have you been postpartum now?" Liu Yina, "In about a week, I will have to go back to the hospital for the 42-day checkup." "Oh, then it's almost time for you to come over and have it repaired. Is yours clean?" asked the female clerk. "Well, it has been cleaned a long time ago." Liu Yina glanced at Yi Chen and replied, "Then you can take a look at our flyer now. This is for professional postpartum repair. Although there are also services in hospitals, you have to wait in line for a long time, but it's different here. As long as you call us half an hour in advance, we will immediately arrange for someone to serve you." The female clerk continued, "Don't think that this is not a hospital, but we have a medical beauty partnership. All of our staff have relevant professional assessments, and all of our equipment is synchronized with the hospital and is even more advanced. The results are also very significant, so you don't have to worry about qualifications. We will provide you with more comprehensive and comfortable services. You can take a look first and understand it." Liu Yina and Yi Chen looked at the leaflet together. When they saw certain words, Liu Yina's face turned red. Some words are really too straightforward. Chapter 95, Women's Restoration. After all, these are some private matters about women, as well as explanations of private parts and so on. The female clerk didn't know the true situation of Yi Chen and Liu Yina, so she naturally treated them as an ordinary couple. "How much does the baby you are pregnant with weigh?" asked the female clerk. Liu Yina was a little confused. Does this have anything to do with it? Of course it is related. If the child is too big, it will cause great damage to the rectus abdominis muscle, explained the female clerk. Liu Yina finally understood and replied, "I am pregnant with triplets, and all three weigh more than 4 kilograms. Hearing this, the female clerk looked at Liu Yina in shock. "Oh my God, you are pregnant with triplets, and each fetus is this big. How big must your belly be? You really suffered when you were pregnant." The female clerk couldn't imagine how big the belly of a woman with triplets would be. Liu Yina also nodded. "It was quite hard when I was pregnant. After giving birth, my belly has never been recovered. In addition to having too much fat, it feels like the skin on it is too loose." Originally, she didn't want to say all this, but Yi Chen had already seen it when he was helping her treat her wounds, so there was nothing wrong with saying it. The female clerk also said seriously, "That's natural. If the fetus is too large, the stretched belly will not return to its original shape all of a sudden. But I think the most important thing for you to do now is to repair the rectus abdominis. Those things you mentioned are not all fat. They may be internal organs and intestines. Because the rectus abdominis protects our belly, and now that you are pregnant with triplets, you must be stretched to the limit. So the damage to the rectus abdominis is really too great." The female clerk carefully explained to Liu Yina and Yi Chen nodded as he watched. Yi Chen already knew all this, so he was so anxious to bring Liu Yina here for postpartum recovery. After all, Liu Yina cared so much about her figure, so he would definitely pay attention to it as well. The female clerk said, "The most urgent thing is to repair the rectus abdominis, and then the lower part also needs to be tightened. Otherwise, there will be some problems in that aspect of life, but this must be done together with the pelvis. You must have had a cesarean section for your triplets, but don't think that a cesarean section won't affect that aspect of your life. When a woman is pregnant, everything about her body changes. In addition to stretching the rectus abdominis, the pelvis and other parts of her body will also change. Of course, you didn't experience pubic labor pain, so it will be better and tighter than other normal births." The female clerk really didn't treat Yi Chen as an outsider. She actually said those things as if it was natural in front of Yi Chen. Fortunately, the female clerk didn't know about the situation between Yi Chen and Liu Yina. Otherwise, it would be really embarrassing, especially regarding that aspect, and words like "tighten up a bit down there." These words really made Liu Yina blush so much that her face almost reached her ears. Yi Chen seemed very calm and said immediately, "Do you have a schedule today? I'll place an order now." The female clerk smiled and said, "Yes, yes, yes, we can do it right now, but it will take about half an hour. Is that okay?" Yi Chen said, "It's okay. Are there any other skincare products? I want to apply for a card for my wife." The female clerk was delighted. "Yes, yes, look." So she picked up another promotional leaflet and said to Yi Chen and the others, "This is the latest skincare product launched by our company. You can take a look." "Okay." Yi Chen took the flyer and looked at it with Liu Yina. Liu Yina whispered, "Husband, you are so nice." Yi Chen just touched her head and smiled. "You are my wife. Who can I treat well if I don't treat you well?" Liu Yina also laughed. The female clerk next to her also saw it and was already envious and jealous. The shop assistants around them all looked at Yi Chen and the others as if they were dinosaurs. "Why are other people's husbands so good?" Yi Chen pointed to the highest-priced set meal here and said, "This is it." After thinking for a moment, he asked, "Do you have door-to-door service?" The female clerk immediately replied, "Yes, but only super members can enjoy this treatment." "How can I become a super member?" "As long as you top up 200,000 yuan in our store, you can immediately become a super member. No matter what package you buy or what project you do, it will be directly deducted from the balance on the card after you sign. Our beauticians only do skin care when they go out on missions. If they need to repair, they will use equipment, so we will not accept orders for the time being." Yi Chen said, "Well, then I will charge 500,000. Open 2 packages for postpartum recovery and see how the recovery is, and then do these better skincare projects for me." The female clerk was so happy that she almost jumped up. "OMG, this is the first time I have met such a cheerful and generous host and guest. In the past, the most that could be recharged at once was 200,000 yuan, but even so, it was very rare. What's more, it's the husband who helps his wife to charge the battery, which is really rare in the world. I admit I was really jealous. Although I can make money, I still feel a little jealous for some reason." Liu Yina was also moved by Yi Chen's magnanimity. After all, some men in society today think that women's rehabilitation matters are unimportant. She really didn't expect that Yi Chen would value her so much. Liu Yina was almost moved to tears on the spot. Yi Chen also noticed Liu Yina's emotional fluctuations and hugged Liu Yina on the spot to comfort her. If this wasn't in public, he would have hugged Liu Yina in his arms long ago. So quickly, the female clerk created a file for them, saved Liu Yina's information into the computer, and opened a super membership card on the spot. The female clerk asked, "Hello, sir, the total is 500,000, may I ask?" Yi Chen took out his bank card, swiped the card. Beep. Card swiping successful. At this moment, the system rang. Congratulations to the host for completing a special order. As a reward, the host will receive a commercial building in the city center, called Huachang Building, with a total area of approximately 10,000 square meters and a construction area of approximately 3,000 square meters. This really shocked Yi Chen so much that his eyes widened. "OMG, this reward is really awesome. It's better than any other reward." This Huachang building is the largest building in Xiancheng, and he actually became the owner. This time the system is really expensive. This building, which is worth tens of billions of dollars, can be given away just like that. However, Yi Chen finally discovered the system's series of reward rules. Chapter 96, I feel so excited. Anything done for Liu Yina will most likely trigger a special order. Is it because it doesn't directly affect the baby? and now they are helping Liu Yina with the repairs. So they came out of Liu Yina's belly, helping them repair the cradle, and then accidentally triggered a special order. Yi Chen thought about this in his mind and smiled in his heart. Maybe this is the rule. This system is bound by the system because of the appearance of the child and my decision to be with Liu Yina. It is not difficult to imagine that everything I do, as long as it is related to them, will trigger rewards. Then what is the matter with this system upgrade? Regarding the last question, Yi Chen didn't understand it clearly. He just muttered in his heart, is it because he needs to complete some special orders that he can get the upgrade? Yes, very likely. The female clerk saw that Yi Chen suddenly fell into deep thought and did not take the card she handed over. She was scared and thought that Yi Chen was going to go back on his word. My hands were shaking a little. Yi Chen suddenly came back to his senses from his thoughts and saw the female clerk looking at him with a frown, and immediately smiled and took back his card. The female clerk finally relaxed her brows, but she was scared to death. The female clerk said, Mrs. Yi, I have arranged everything for you. Please follow me over here. Mr. Yi can have tea here or go shopping in the nearby mall. It will take about half an hour. Remember to do your skin care together, Yi Chen instructed. Saleswoman, yes, we will. Liu Yina said to Yi Chen, if you feel bored, you can go for a walk nearby first. I will send you a message when I am almost done. Yi Chen nodded. Go quickly, don't worry about me. Liu Yina smiled and waved to Yi Chen, then followed the female clerk. After all, beauty businesses are basically for women. Of course, men do it too, but the two sides are separate. After the female clerk left, the receptionist immediately brought Yi Chen magazines, a fruit platter, snacks, and tea. It was convenient for Yi Chen to kill time here, but Yi Chen greeted the front desk and walked out of the beauty salon. In fact, Yi Chen went to buy a bag for Liu Yina. After all, when I go to a charity gala, I'll need a bag that's presentable. Otherwise, people will say that I'm incompetent and don't love my wife. As the saying goes, to see how successful a man is, you have to look at the women around him. Originally, a man who loves his wife would be willing to spend money on his wife, so this is a win-win situation. Damingfa Shopping Mall is a large shopping mall. There must be many big brands here, such as Hermes, Chanel, Dior, LV, etc. However, they should be on the third floor. Yi Chen went to the third floor according to the instructions of the mall. When Yi Chen went to the third floor, it could really be said to be a paradise for luxury goods, or rather a shopping paradise for women. All the luxury goods are here, including bags, clothes, watches, shoes, and everything. When Yi Chen saw the famous watch, his heart was moved. It seemed that neither he nor Liu Yina had a decent watch yet, so he decided to get one for himself. Yi Chen looked at the most conspicuous store in front of him, Patek Philippe. Men should all know this name. This is one of the top 10 famous watches in the world. As soon as he walked in, one of the female salesmen came up to him and asked Yi Chen, Hello, sir, what type of watch would you like to see? Yi Chen said, Let me take a look first. The saleswoman just smiled and said, Okay, sir, the watches you are looking at now are all sports watches. The ones over here are casual ones, and the ones in the back are business ones. You can take a look at them first, and if you like them, I can give them to you to try on. Yi Chen smiled and said, Thank you, I understand. In fact, the saleswoman still thought that Yi Chen was just here to hang out, so she didn't take it too seriously. After all, many people came here to hang out throughout the day, and she was used to it. Yi Chen looked at Shuang and nodded. After walking around for about 10 minutes, he already had a choice in his mind. When the time comes, I will wait for Liu Yina to come over and take a look, see if she likes it or not, and then each of us will buy one. If there is a couple watch, Nana would like it more, hee. Yi Chen smiled slightly as he thought about it, then walked out of the store. When he turned the corner, he came across an underwear brand store. Mason Clothes. This is a young brand, which was founded only 15 years ago, but it has always insisted on creating clothes that make women look plump and sexy. With this concept, the brand won the Underwear Brand of the Year award just a few years after its establishment last year. The brand Mason Close has a unique charm and has swept the fashion and art circles since its appearance. Many photographers, stylists, and fashion representatives are Mason Close's loyal customers. And the prices are very affordable, basically around 3 digits, and most people can afford it. Anyway, it doesn't matter whether it's money or not. The most important thing now is that Yi Chen has been attracted by a piece of sexy underwear in the display cabinet. Now, the little thoughts in Yi Chen's heart could not help but be gradually magnified. At this moment, his inner desire was stirring. However, he stood at the corner and watched for a few minutes before he noticed a man walk in. So he plucked up his courage and strode into the Mason Close store. OMG, the things inside are so attractive and beautiful. Even a grown man like Yi Chen blushed when he saw this. It would be somewhat embarrassing for a grown man to walk into a lingerie store. It was also Yi Chen's first time, but he felt so excited inside. After staying inside for a few minutes, Yi Chen picked out a few pieces as quickly as possible. After telling his height and weight, he immediately paid the bill and left. At this time, 25 minutes had passed. Yi Chen packed a few pieces of underwear and put them in a bag, preparing to give it to Liu Yina tonight. However, he didn't know whether Liu Yina would wear it. As for other bags and the like, it's better to go with Liu Yina. After all, when he was with Li Avi, he came here once or twice a month, and many salesgirls knew him. Chapter 97, The Pleasure of Triple Reimbursement. She quickly fled the store with the bag and returned to the beauty salon. At this time, Liu Yina has not finished yet. After all, she has to work on 2 projects, so it might take a little while. Seeing Yi Chen coming back, the front desk staff immediately stepped forward to greet him. After Yi Chen returned to the beauty salon, he put on a serious look and sat upright on the sofa. After putting the bag aside, he pretended to be calm, picked up the teacup in front of him, took a sip, and then slowly calmed down. About 15 minutes later, Liu Yina finally came out of the compartment. "Husband," Liu Yina shouted excitedly. Yi Chen immediately went to meet him. Looking at Liu Yina's condition after the skin care treatment, well, I am quite satisfied. At least my skin feels much whiter and tenderer. Liu Yina also saw the shopping bag on the sofa and asked with a smile, "Honey, did you just go out and buy something?" Nothing, just some clothes." Yi Chen was shocked. He was also worried that Liu Yina would take out her underwear in public. If that happened, he would probably be killed. Fortunately, Liu Yina just said, "Yours or mine?" Yi Chen quickly said, "I just bought some underwear and the like." Liu Yina reacted at this time. Fortunately, she didn't touch it and took it out to see that Yi Chen had bought some close-fitting clothes. Liu Yina said, "Oh, okay. Now that I'm done, shall we go back, or do you want to go shopping some more?" Yi Chen said, "When I was out shopping just now, I saw a watch from Patek Philippe. I quite like it." Liu Yina, "Then let's go and have a look together. As long as my husband likes it." After Liu Yina signed her name in the notebook, Yi Chen took Liu Yina to the 3rd floor of Patek Philippe. The female salesperson was obviously stunned. She really didn't expect that Yi Chen actually brought his wife back. The female salesperson immediately stepped forward. "Hello, sir, miss." Liu Yina politely replied, "Hello." Yi Chen said, "I saw a couple's watch over there. I don't know if you like it. Let's go over there and take a look." Yi Chen took Liu Yina directly to the couple's watch section and pointed at a watch on it. "Do you like this one?" Yi Chen asked. Liu Yina looked at the watch carefully, looking left and right. When the female salesperson saw this, she was so shocked that she almost couldn't react. This is an automatic mechanical movement watch. The total value of both the men's and women's watches is more than 2 million. The men's version is 1,109,114 yuan, while the women's version is 1,329,229 yuan. Both watches have round dials, automatic movements, rubber straps, buckles, hands, dials, and screw-down crowns. The men's version is relatively simple, while the women's version is covered with a few diamonds, so it is a bit more expensive. This couple watch is also a new style launched for Valentine's Day this year, so the price is naturally a bit high. At present, only 10 pairs of this couple's watches have been sold in Hong Kong. Even if they are worn outside, there are few signs of duplicate styles. The saleswoman stepped forward and said, "Hello, are you interested in the couple watches we launched this year? If you really want them, we can take them out for you to try on. These 2 watches are also newly opened and have never been tried on by anyone, because everyone who tried it on bought it," the saleswoman said confidently. She has already sold 2 pairs of this couple's watch. If Yi Chen and his friend's pair are included, that would make it 3 pairs. Therefore, if you look carefully at the expressions of Liu Yina and Yi Chen at this moment, you will know that this deal will definitely be successful. When Liu Yina saw the price tag, she was shocked. A watch costs at least 1 million yuan, which is really expensive. However, this amount of money is naturally not a lot of money for Yi Chen. Liu Yina just felt that she had spent money like water in the past 2 days, and had spent 1 billion in one go. Now, to buy 2 watches, she would have to spend almost 2.5 million. If I hadn't been with Yi Chen, I probably wouldn't have been able to spend so much money in my life. When she thought of this, Liu Yina felt warm in her heart. At this time, Yi Chen had already asked the female salesperson to take out the watch and try it on. Yi Chen gently held Liu Yina's hand and put the women's watch on her. Seeing Liu Yina suddenly smile, Yi Chen asked, "Do you like it?" Liu Yina smiled and said, "Yeah, I like it. Whatever her husband likes, she naturally likes too." Yi Chen said to the saleswoman, "Pack it up for me." The saleswoman thought she had misheard at first and immediately asked again, "Sir, do you really want to wrap it up?" Yi Chen said, "Of course it is true." Liu Yina also smiled at the saleswoman without saying anything. The female salesperson was a little flustered. She quickly took the packaging box out of the cabinet, removed the label on it, and walked to the front desk to calculate the money and pay the bill. After a while, the saleswoman came back with the store's gift bag, a piece of paper, a pen, and a credit card machine. The saleswoman said to Yi Chen and the others, "Hello, sir. Please allow me to apply for a platinum membership card for you. If you consume here, you will get a 10% discount. I have already made a discount for you. A couple watch costs a total of 2,438,343 yuan, 2,438,343 yuan. After the discount, it is 2,194,500 yuan, 2,194,500 yuan. Yi Chen said generously, "Swipe the card." The female salesperson's heart was racing, and she immediately stepped forward to take the bank card from Yi Chen's hand. Beep. The card swiping was successful. At this moment, the system rang. "Congratulations, host. You have successfully paid for your wife. The system will return you 3 times the purchase amount." The message ringtone of the mobile phone rang again. Yi Chen picked it up and saw that it was 6,583,500 yuan, not a penny less. For a moment, Yi Chen wanted to ask the saleswoman not to give him a discount. After all, with such a discount, Yi Chen would lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, if he puts his current money in the bank, the interest generated will not be different. The female salesperson respectfully handed the bank card back to Yi Chen with both hands, and also handed over the packaged watch with both hands. Yi Chen took the card and shopping bag, took Liu Yina's hand, and walked out of the famous watch store. As Liu Yina walked, she asked, "Husband, where are we going now?" Yi Chen smiled and said, "Of course I'll buy what I want to buy." Holding Liu Yina's hand, he walked into various brand name stores and spent several million on bags, shoes, clothes, etc. Yi Chen put them back into the car in batches and went back to consume. The system reimburses 3 times the amount. You know what? This system is really cool. Chapter 98, Recovering Very Well. After returning home, Liu Yina divided up all the things because they also bought a lot of things for the family during this outing. Liu Yina gave the 2 bags she bought, some thermal underwear, coats, scarves, etc. to Yi's mother. Mother Yi also smiled from ear to ear and kept praising Liu Yina. "Oh, Nana is so filial. You don't know, Yi Chen is so old, but he has never bought anything for me. Oh, I am so blessed." Liu Yina smiled and said, "Mom, you are my husband's mother, so you are also my mother." Mother Yi smiled and said, Okay. Having a well-behaved daughter like you is really a blessing for our Yi Chen in 8 lifetimes." Yi Chen also interrupted, "Mom, don't say that I haven't bought you anything. I have bought you snacks." Mother Yi also disparaged Yi Chen. "Snacks? Didn't you eat them all by yourself? And you said you would buy them for me. I don't even like snacks." Yi Chen was also talking about his mother. "Then I bought it back. Didn't you eat my spicy strips in big mouthfuls?" Yi Chen also knew that his mother used to love eating snacks. But recently, perhaps because she was getting older and wanted to stay healthy, she had given up eating snacks. Mother Yi just snorted and walked back to her room holding the things Liu Yina bought for her. In fact, she knew that these things must have been paid for by Yi Chen, but Liu Yina picked them for her, so they could be considered as bought by Liu Yina for herself. For an old lady, being happy is just that simple. Yi Chen and Liu Yina watched Yi's mother go upstairs, and they quickly moved the things they bought back to the room. Some things were bought for Yi's father and Liu Yina's parents, and were piled up in the storage room downstairs. Liu Yina and Yi Chen returned to their room, and the babies woke up at this time. Liu Yina went over to pick up the child first, leaving Yi Chen alone to sort things out. Yi Chen unpacked all the things and put them away one by one. Finally, after taking apart those pieces of sexy underwear, Yi Chen hung them next to the pajamas. Yi Chen was thinking that the weather was a bit cold now, and it didn't seem very suitable to wear. He was thinking about it with the underwear in his hand, when suddenly Liu Yina opened the door and came in. When she saw the transparent underwear in Yi Chen's hand, her face immediately blushed. It turned out that Yi Chen actually went to buy this while she was doing the repair. And that shopping bag turned out to be. He didn't buy it for himself, but for me. Liu Yina stood at the door somewhat embarrassedly, and Yi Chen was even more embarrassed than Liu Yina. At first, Yi Chen was thinking, why not just wait for Liu Yina to find out herself? But he didn't expect to be caught in public, and Liu Yina saw him when he was admiring her with a lewd look on his face. OMG, I was really killed on the spot. Yi Chen put the underwear into the closet with some embarrassment and said to Liu Yina, I have unpacked all your things for you, and I have put your bag away for you. There are still some clothes that I haven't had time to put away. How about you do it yourself? Liu Yina didn't say anything either. She just walked to Yi Chen's side and said, Husband, do you like that? Yi Chen was stunned. He originally thought that he would be embarrassed, but now that he was asked, he was even more embarrassed. Yi Chen chuckled twice. That's right, I like it. It's pretty. Liu Yina smiled secretly. If there is a chance, I will wear it for you to see. But I have never worn it before. I don't know if it looks good. Yi Chen immediately said, It will definitely look good, absolutely 100% good looking. As if realizing something, Yi Chen quickly covered his mouth. Liu Yina laughed twice. Husband, we are husband and wife. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. You don't have to be like this. Liu Yina has figured it out now. After all, they are still husband and wife. Once everything is said out, no one will feel awkward anymore. Although she was the one who took the initiative at the beginning, she still has her womanly reserve. Seeing Yi Chen's manly behavior, Liu Yina also found it a little funny. It's good to have some fun. Yi Chen grinned, hugged Liu Yina in his arms, and whispered in Liu Yina's ear, Men, this is their hobby. When you are ready, wear it for your husband to see. Liu Yina blushed immediately. Yeah. The two of them just hugged each other and clinged to each other. Soon it was time to go to the hospital for the 42-day postpartum checkup. Yi Chen got up early that day, and Liu Yina had already made an appointment for 10 o'clock in the morning and the evening. I got up at around 9 o'clock. It was quite difficult to get up at this time because I had to breastfeed the baby at night. After getting up twice at night, I wanted to sleep a little longer in the morning. Look, Liu Yina fell asleep while sitting in the car holding her clothes. Yi Chen also shook his head helplessly. There was no other way. Breastfeeding mothers have such a hard life. When we arrived at the hospital, it was almost 10 o'clock, but we still had to wait for half an hour. Obviously, even if we made an appointment, the time was still uncertain. Because there are too many people. Yi Chen quickly woke up Liu Yina in his arms and took her into the doctor's office. The doctor looked at Liu Yina's file and asked in surprise, You are the mother who gave birth to triplets. You are so great. Every one of your babies weighed more than 15 pounds when delivered by cesarean section. You are taking really good care of them. Liu Yina smiled and said, Thank you, doctor. The doctor turned to look at the computer. Your rectus abdominis and pelvis are the most important to rest. Liu Yina, yes, doctor, I have already started the repair. Well, that's good, but you still have to do the postpartum checkup. After you pay the bill, come back here and our nurse will arrange it for you. You don't have to hold your urine for this B ultrasound. Liu Yina, okay, thank you, doctor. Yi Chen also hurriedly thanked the doctor and took the bill to pay. After coming back and handing the list to the nurse, Liu Yina was taken away by the nurse. After about an hour, Liu Yina finally came out with the results. Pulling Yi Chen, he said, Let's go back to see the doctor now. During the B ultrasound just now, the doctor said that I am recovering very well. Liu Yina took Yi Chen into the doctor's office and handed the results to the doctor. The doctor took the list and looked at it for a long time. Well, your body has recovered very well in all aspects, and you are not anemic. You also lost 200 ml of blood during the cesarean section. When you were in the hospital, your hemoglobin cells were not normal, but they have recovered now. Although the data is like this, you still need to replenish your blood after you go back, so that your qi and blood can be regulated and your body functions can be fully restored. Also, the function of your rectus abdominis is really poor. You have seen it before and felt the fat on your belly, but there are many organs in it. The rectus abdominis protects our internal organs. Fortunately, you have repaired it. The data now is much better than before. Keep working on it. Don't stop until it is completely repaired. Chapter 99. Over $1 billion is just a small amount of money. Yi Chen took the doctor's words to heart, so he said to the doctor, Well, we will. After walking out of the doctor's office, Yi Chen took Liu Yina to the pharmacy and bought a lot of supplements, including several kilograms of birds' nests, and some things for replenishing qi and blood after childbirth. Of course, these supplements were all of the best quality, and I spent probably over 200,000 yuan, but the system returned it all 3 times. Yi Chen wouldn't even blink an eye when it comes to things that can be bought with money. Yi Chen said to Liu Yina, Now that the two nannies are back, let them stew a pot of bird's nest every night. You can drink it when you get up at night. Also, you should drink a cup of tonic before going to bed. There are instructions on how to stew it, so give it to them. I will supervise you every day, and not a single one will be left behind. Liu Yina was extremely horrified. No way, I just want to lose weight. Why lose weight? Your husband likes you like this. But if you keep feeding me like this, I will continue to get fatter, Liu Yina retorted in a low voice. Refutation is useless. You have to listen to me this time. You can lose weight at any time. When the time comes, I will find a nutritionist to prepare a nutritious meal for you. Try to reduce the energy intake from your daily diet, but you have to drink this tonic, Yi Chen said domineeringly. Liu Yina couldn't do anything about him, so she had to go along with him. Well, okay. At this moment, the system rang. Beep, I took my wife to get a postpartum checkup, and the system rewarded me with the skills of a senior nutritionist. Yi Chen praised in his heart, this system is indeed monitoring me every day. Otherwise, how could it prepare even this for me? When I get home, I'll write a recipe and ask the nanny to follow it. Yi Chen thought so in his heart. I drove Liu Yina to the beauty salon again. Today, I did a full set of repair and body care. I also prescribed a set of mugwort set for Liu Yina to maintain her body. Yi Chen waited in the beauty salon for an hour and a half, and his lunch was overdue. When Liu Yina came out, it was already 1:30. Yi Chen insisted on waiting for Liu Yina to come out before going to have lunch. After all, tomorrow is the time to attend the charity gala, and Yi Chen naturally hopes that Liu Yina can attend in the best condition. Just now, Yi Chen had already called the staff at IV Hospitality to confirm that someone would be sent to his home tomorrow afternoon. As soon as Liu Yina came out, she quickly hugged Yi Chen and said, "My milk was swollen just now, so I asked them to help me squeeze it out." Yi Chen smiled and said, "That's good. I was worried about you. I just called home and told them that we won't be going back for dinner. Let's go eat together." Liu Yina nodded. "Yeah, I'm really hungry too. I had a bowl of porridge in the morning and now I'm almost starving. I just asked them for a snack." Yi Chen hugged Liu Yina. "Then let's go eat quickly. It doesn't matter if we delay a little. The most important thing is that all the projects are completed. Do you want to make an appointment for them to come tomorrow?" Liu Yina thought for a moment and said, "Well, that's best. I'll do some skin care and then I can put on makeup." Yi Chen immediately made an appointment at the front desk for a home skin care project for tomorrow, and then took Liu Yina to the 5th floor of the mall to find something to eat. By the time they got home, it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. At dinner time, Yi Chen asked Aunt Zhang to save some food for them so they could eat later. But the 3 little ones missed their mother, as they hadn't seen the baby for almost the whole day. The first thing Liu Yina did when she came back was to see her baby. Mother Yi pulled Yi Chen aside and asked, "Chen, how was Nana's examination? Is there anything I should pay attention to?" Yi Chen also told the truth. "The doctor said that she needs to be nourished more. Mom, you will be fine in the future, so just make some soup for Nana." Yi Chen mentioned the kilograms of bird's nest. "You can also stew this when you have time. I bought enough for the whole family, you can eat it too." After putting down the bird's nest, Yi Chen picked up a pile of medicinal herbs and said to Yi's mother, "In the past, my son had no money and didn't know how to buy these for you. I just knew you liked to eat snacks, so I bought you snacks. Now my son knows how to care about you, so I bought these for you, Nana and mother-in-law. You all need to take good care of them." Mother Yi was also very pleased, and lamented that her son had really grown up after becoming a father. "That's right, get married first and then start a career." Mother Yi also said to Yi Chen in a profound tone, Chen, you have really grown up. You know how to care about your wife and others. Mom is really pleased. But what I am most concerned about now is that even though you have so many shares, or other shares, Mom still hopes that you can do something of your own, and be able to take good care of the family while also having your own career. Your father and I are old, both in our 50s, but we are still working hard. As a person, you need to learn and live until you are old. When your father has everything settled, I still hope that you can inherit your father's company. Mother Yi said so much in one breath, and Yi Chen also understood that he couldn't escape this time. Yi Chen took a deep breath and replied, "Mom, I understand. When the time comes, I will take over Dad's company, but I hope to open the company in the center of Hong Kong." Mother Yi, I've already told you before that your father intends to move the company's headquarters back here. Has he found a suitable place to move to? Yi Chen asked. Not yet. You know those office buildings in the city center are so popular and expensive that we can't afford to rent them. If we pay the rent at the end of the year, it's definitely not worth it. Mother Yi also sighed. Yi Chen said, How big an office do you want? Or have you considered opening a branch in the city center? Mother Yi shook her head. If it's a company headquarters, it must be only a few hundred square meters. If you want to open a branch, how can you open it without more than 1 or 2,000 square meters? Yi Chen said, if you really want to open a branch or something, tell me and I'll see if my friends can help you ask. As for the company headquarters, I'll call and ask tomorrow. Mother Yi, okay then. We can only mobilize our friends for this matter. Otherwise, there is really no other way. We don't know many people in the city. Although Yi Chen's parents had a net worth of more than 1 billion yuan, they were only considered a small fortune in Xiangcheng, and few people knew them, so it was normal that they didn't know him. In the eyes of some big men, more than 1 billion yuan was just a small fortune. Chapter 100, Persuading Parents to Retire. After Yi Chen talked with his mother, he remembered the reward he had just received, Huachang Building. This is the largest commercial center building in the city center, with a total area of more than 10,000 square meters, and the building area alone is more than 3,000 square meters. So he immediately contacted the system and asked for the phone number of the property manager. Yi Chen immediately called the property manager of Huachang Building, and the call was quickly connected. Obviously, Yi Chen's phone number has been saved in the phone book by the property manager. The first thing the property manager said when he answered the phone was, "Hello, Mr. Yi. I am the manager of the property management company of Huachang Building. My name is Liu Quanzheng. You can call me Xiao Liu. I wonder if Mr. Yi is calling me to ask if there is anything I can help you with." Yi Chen said in a light tone, "I want to know, is there anything in my building that has not been rented out?" Liu Quanzheng immediately replied to Yi Chen, and it was obvious that he was very familiar with the situation of the building. Reporting to Mr. Yi, there are 1,000 square meters of unrented space on the first and second floors of our building. The building is 30 stories high, and there are 18 unused offices. Each office is about 200 to 300 square meters. I wonder what Mr. Yi wants to use it for? Liu Quanzheng asked cautiously. Yi Chen said, "Are there 2 adjacent offices? I can use them. If you want to rent out the one downstairs, please give me a call first. Because my family hasn't decided whether to open a branch in the city, but I will definitely use this headquarters office." Liu Quanzheng also heard the hidden meaning in the words. Since Mr. Yi actually asked about it, it must be useful to him, so he took it to heart. Liu Quanzheng immediately replied, "Okay, Mr. Yi. There are 2 connected rooms on the 13th floor, so I left it for Mr. Yi." Yi Chen, yeah. Liu Quan was on the other end of the phone, saying, "It's the end of June now, and the building's half-yearly rent is almost collected. After our finance department has deducted half a year's property management fee, it will be transferred to you, Mr. Yi." Yi Chen asked, "How many are there this time?" Liu Quanzheng immediately replied, "After deducting the property management fee, there will be about 300 million. It will be collected around July 1st or 2nd. Please rest assured, Mr. Yi." Yi Chen, "Well, that's good. Thank you for your help." Liu Quanzheng, it's not a bother, this is what we should do." After Yi Chen finished speaking, he hung up the phone. When Liu Quanzheng first received Yi Chen's call, he was shocked. I thought Yi Chen called to ask him for the rent, and why he hadn't collected it yet so late. Normally the money would be transferred at the end of June, but this time, one of the companies had financial problems, and they had been urging them to pay for many days, ordering them to transfer the money to the property company's account before the 1st. Otherwise, they would be fired. Unexpectedly, Yi Chen just asked if there was any vacant office. He was shocked. He doesn't want to lose such a cash cow. The Huachang Building brings in more than 1 million in profits to the company every month, which amounts to more than 10 million in a year. Therefore, he had to keep Yi Chen steady no matter what. As soon as Yi Chen hung up the phone, he was even more ecstatic. When he knew that he could collect more than 300 million yuan in rent in half a year, his heart jumped. Even if he does nothing, the dividends from Huachang Building and Liu Baby's shares means that he can earn at least more than 1 billion yuan a year. As the saying goes, you don't have to worry even if you break your legs. After he slowly calmed down, he found Yi's mother and said, "Mom, I have already solved the office problem for you. If you want to open a branch in the city center, is 2,000 square meters enough?" Yi Chen's family runs a food company and also owns a large supermarket, but they share some shares with others. Mother Yi said, "I don't know either. I'll ask your father first and see what he says. I just talked to him. He wants to sell his shares and live here in his old age. You know, those people are not so easy to get along with. The last time something happened, it made your father very angry." Yi Chen thought for a moment and said generously, If he wants to quit, I will support him, just go ahead and do it. Mother Yi also smiled. When will it be your turn to take care of us? Once your father sells his shares, there will be at least 100 million or 500 million left, which is enough for us to take care of ourselves in our old age. The most important thing now is, what are you going to do with your and Nana's studies? What are your plans for your wedding? Nana, you can't just get the marriage certificate with you and call it a day, right? When a woman gets married, she wants a dreamy, perfect wedding, thinking that she will have no regrets in life. Mother Yi said this as if she had thought of something. Come to think of it, when your mom and I got married to your dad, we didn't even have a wedding photo. I feel so sorry just thinking about it. Yi Chen, I'm also thinking about how to do it, but I still have to talk to Nana and her parents about this matter. Whatever she does, we should do the same here. Mother Yi nodded. That's right, we still have to discuss this with my in-laws. By the way, have you proposed to me? Girls nowadays like romance, so you better coax our precious daughter-in-law well. Yi Chen immediately said, Mom, don't worry, I proposed when we got the marriage certificate. HMPH, I thought you learned your dad's tricks. Back then your dad had nothing, so I just followed him. Even now you haven't even bought me a ring or something. It really makes me angry just thinking about it. Mother Yi snorted and said with some complaint. Yi Chen also smiled secretly and said, Let me go and give Dad some advice. The mother and son chatted there for a long time before they dispersed. When Yi Chen returned upstairs, Liu Yina had already laid down and fallen asleep. However, after the three babies finished their feeding, they refused to sleep and wanted to be held and played with. Yi Chen also sighed. The babies were growing very fast. They looked different every day. Yi Chen has been busy these days and has not held any children. Now he is holding 3 children while receiving intravenous drips. He feels that they have changed so much. Moreover, the 3 babies are very smart. When they see their father coming, they all want Yi Chen to hold them, especially the little one, who is particularly attached to him. The baby, who is almost 2 months old, actually wants to learn to talk. Started chatting with Yi Chen with Agugu. Yi Chen also enjoys this kind of parent-child time very much. He thinks that if he really starts a career in the future, he will probably have less and less time to spend with his baby, so he should cherish the present time. At this moment, the system rang. Beep, interact closely with the baby, and the system will reward you 1 million. Yi Chen also smiled. Maybe it was because this was the first time Zaya Abao spoke, so the system rewarded him with 1 million this time. Usually, the reward for making milk powder was about 100,000. Chapter 101, Fallen into a Trap. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the next day, people from the beauty salon came and gave Liu Yina a full-body beauty treatment. Liu Yina enjoyed herself while sleeping. It was a little after 3 o'clock when we finished, and then the IV courtesy people came in a nanny car. A shop assistant, a makeup artist, a clothing stylist, and a driver. They would follow Liu Yina to the party, always ready to touch up their makeup or change their dresses. And now they have also brought Liu Yina's dress. With the help of the fashion stylist, Liu Yina put on a complete set of diamond jewelry that read, You are my only one. Liu Yina is destined to be the focus of this party. Her jewelry alone is enough to shock people. Waisha Charity Gala is a very famous charity gala in China. First-class socialites and celebrities above the 3rd tier will gather here. When you get here, you will see a 100-meter-long red carpet. People around you are wearing delicate makeup and the most appropriate dresses, vying with each other to be more beautiful. Because this party is held in Xiangcheng, and a man like Yi Chen with a net worth of tens of billions in Xiangcheng will naturally be invited. What's more, he has already received the invitation letter in the system. Yi Chen and Liu Yina walked onto the red carpet arm in arm. Yi Chen was wearing a gray suit, and Liu Yina was wearing the white dress she had bought that day. Yi Chen was wearing a couple's $1,000,000 watch, while Liu Yina was wearing a necklace and diamond ring worth hundreds of millions. I have to say that the slim-fitting dress Liu Yina wore, coupled with her lightly made-up, rosy face and a chubby face, made her collagen almost overflow. This dress perfectly accentuated her elegance and small waist. The most important thing is that Liu Yina is still breastfeeding, and the size of her breasts is so eye-catching. At this time, Li Awei, who was wearing a black slit evening dress, was staring at Liu Yina from a distance. She was so jealous that her eyes were about to pop out. Li Awei was thinking about something there, but Gu Ming next to her was urging Li Awei to go in. After walking down the red carpet, Li Awei took the opportunity to go to the bathroom to touch up her makeup, and called aside the person who had prepared her early in the morning. At this time, Yi Chen was also walking here. Because he seemed to have seen his roommate just now, He told Liu Yina that he would go look for him. Unexpectedly, he heard something he shouldn't have heard here. In a hidden corner, Li Awei was asking a woman, "How is it? Is everything okay?" That woman was Li Awei's best friend. "Ivy, I'm going to do the job, so you can rest assured. Everything is ready except for the east wind." "Good, well done. It's worth my effort to bring you here." Li Awei took out a bottle of something from her bag and said insidiously, "In a moment, call Liu Yina to the review room for me and tell her that Yi Chen's ex-girlfriend has something to say to her. I'm sure she will come. There is this thing that works all the time, but I don't believe that she won't obey me." As he spoke, he weighed the bottle in his hand. Li Awei handed the bottle to her best friend. After taking the bottle, her best friend exchanged glances with Li Awei and saw sinisterness in the other's eyes. "By that time, Yi Chen will definitely leave Liu Yina and come back to me." Li Awei laughed coldly. "Liu Yina, don't think that you can tie Yi Chen down just by giving birth to a few children. By then, I really want to see whether Yi Chen wants you or not. Okay, after the deal is done, I will transfer the 100,000 yuan I promised you to your bank card. Go ahead." My best friend nodded, turned, and left. In fact, Li Awei's best friend had her own little thoughts. She was thinking of catching a rich guy here, so she agreed to help Li Awei do this. Li Awei looked at her friends departing back and smiled coldly. "As for Gu Ming, I have already given him medicine in advance. This time I will see where you can escape. If Yi Chen saw you cheating with his own eyes, I don't know if Yi Chen would still want you." Thinking of this, Li Awei sneered, turned around, and left. Yi Chen hid in the dark, listening to what Li Awei said, with a gloomy expression on his face. "How dare you touch my wife?" Suddenly, two men came over stealthily again. "Man A, have you finished the application for the land expropriation in Balan Street, Dongping District?" Man B said, "The higher-ups are still making plans. I think it will be finalized in another meeting. It will probably take about a month. We still need to collect information." "Well, that's good, let's." Yi Chen didn't care, because although he was angry at the moment, the most important thing now was to find Liu Yina and make sure she never left his side. So Yi Chen quickly left here and went back to look for Liu Yina. At this time, Liu Yina had been taken to one of the rehearsal rooms backstage by Li Awei's best friend. These rehearsal rooms were used to play videos and the like, and to communicate with the MCs in front to tell them to play whatever they wanted. At this time, Liu Yina was unaware of the danger she was in. Yi Chen called and Liu Yina answered immediately. "Hello, husband." Yi Chen's tone was very anxious. "Where are you now?" Liu Yina spoke truthfully. "Just now Li Awei's best friend told me that I saw that girl with Li Awei when I was in school. Li Awei wanted to talk to me about something. It was about you, and then I came over to see what she wanted to say to me. I'm waiting for her in the innermost proofreading room now." Yi Chen couldn't help but feel anxious. "Don't worry about what she wants to say to you, just come back quickly. I'll go find you now, walk out of the review room now, walk towards the hall." Yi Chen was also anxious. He was still a long distance away from the review room, and there were so many people in the venue that he couldn't run faster. However, just as Liu Yina was about to open the door and leave, Li Awei's best friend came back, followed by Gu Ming. At this time, Gu Ming was wearing a white suit, and his face was a little red, probably because the medicine was starting to take effect. Gu Ming was also tricked by Li Awei, who said that she wanted to help him fulfill his dream, a dream of owning the school beauty Liu Yina. Seeing that she was really standing in front of him, Gu Ming excitedly strode to Liu Yina. I saw his breathing became disordered, and his face became redder and redder. "The medicine is working. Once those medicines take effect, they may not work for several hours." At this time, Liu Yina also felt a little dizzy, and her whole body began to heat up. Clearly, there was something wrong with the candles lit in the draft room. Liu Yina didn't notice it at first, but now she smells something wrong. She now felt more and more that she had no strength left. Chapter 102, Fallen into a Trap 2. At this time, Gu Ming said excitedly, "Nana." He quickly strode to Liu Yina's side and said affectionately, "Nana, you know that I have always liked you. I really miss you. You are so beautiful today." Liu Yina is so beautiful today that it makes people's heart beat faster. Having said that, he wanted to reach out and hug Liu Yina. Liu Yina looked at the disgusting man in front of her and pushed him with all her strength. Gu Ming was also pushed to the ground by Liu Yina, but he was not angry about it. Now it seems that Li Awei is also very capable of handling things. Looking at Liu Yina's appearance, she probably lets herself do whatever she wants. At this time, Li Awei's best friend looked at the scene in front of her and immediately said, "You guys can spend some time here reminiscing about the past. I've brought the keys to the proofreading room. Just lock it, and no one will come to disturb you." Having said that, he thought about leaving. And at the door, Yi Chen arrived. Just when he heard what Li Avi's best friend said, Yi Chen stood in front of the door and stopped Li Avi's best friend. Looking behind her, when Yi Chen saw that his wife looked uncomfortable, and Guo Ming looked at his wife with a wretched face, he was completely angry, and his whole body was emitting cold air. But Liu Yina looked at Yi Chen helplessly. Without saying a word, Yi Chen snatched the key from Li Avi's best friend and pushed her to the ground, breaking the phone in her hand. Then Yi Chen punched Guo Ming on the forehead, causing Guo Ming to cover his face and step back several steps. Yi Chen quickly pulled Liu Yina back into his arms and found that Liu Yina was extremely hot at this time. Liu Yina was quickly taken out of the review room, the door was closed, and Li Avi's best friend and Guo Ming were locked inside. Li Avi's best friend also reacted at this time. She quickly picked up the mobile phone on the ground and wanted to call Li Avi for help, but the phone's screen was broken and there was nothing she could do. At this time, Guo Ming was already somewhat unable to control himself. What's worse is that Li Awei's best friend had also inhaled the smell of the candle before, and now she has been here for several minutes. So she seems to be a little bit abnormal now. She suddenly thought, I can't resist anyway. I came here just to hook up with a long-term meal ticket. Judging from Li Awei's recent spending, Guo Ming's family should be quite rich. Why don't I just give in to him? Although Li Avi's best friend is not as pretty as Li Avi herself, her face is still quite pretty. Although Guo Ming didn't like her, he couldn't be picky now. After a while, an ambiguous voice was heard in the draft room. However, behind this, something unknown is happening. Li Avi just asked her best friend to help her to trick Liu Yina and Guo Ming into a room. But behind this, she had another conspiracy. In this script room, there are monitoring devices connected to the large screen on the stage, and these monitors are also connected to the host. Normally, no one checks them. Li Avi had bribed the backstage staff early on and successfully got the key. She had just arrived at this time, standing at the door of the proofreading room, listening to the charming sounds coming from inside, and couldn't help but sneer. Huh, you're having a great time. So she walked into another proofreading room and, following the staff's instructions, turned on the surveillance footage in that room. She was slowly enjoying the interaction between the man and woman inside. Suddenly, under the candlelight, she discovered that the woman who was entangled with Guo Ming was actually her best friend. She was so angry that she yelled, "Gu Yudong, you actually did this with your back to me." In a fit of anger, he threw away the phone that was recording the video. He rushed to the other side like crazy, looked at the key still hanging on the handle, and quickly opened the door. Then she pulled the man and woman who were making love apart. Li Avi was cursing all the time, seemingly forgetting that the candle and essential oil lamp next to her were still lit. The three of them argued for several minutes before Li Avi realized something was wrong. But it's too late. Guo Ming had already pushed Li Avi down at this time. Li Avi's best friend Gu Yudong watched Guo Ming push Li Avi down, and slowly moved to the door, took out the key from it, closed the door, and locked it. Li Awei looked at Gu Yudong and yelled, "Gu Yudong, I won't let you go." And the other side, Yi Chen held Liu Yina and booked a room in this hotel. Please book the most expensive room. There was a charity party being held here today, and many people were drunk, so it was normal for everyone to book a room in the hotel. However, the hotel receptionist saw Yi Chen's anxiety and Liu Yina's abnormal look, and she couldn't help but look at Yi Chen more. Yi Chen coughed softly. "She is my wife, we have a certificate." Now the lady at the hotel reception desk didn't dare to look any further, and quickly opened the best room in the hotel for Yi Chen. Yi Chen was speechless. He didn't expect that he would have to prove his innocence just to get a room. He immediately thought of the scene when Liu Yina helped him walk into the hotel and book a room. Could it be just as funny? Yi Chen got the room card, carried Liu Yina into the elevator without looking back, and after entering the room, Yi Chen finally breathed a sigh of relief. If I had known this, I wouldn't have come to this crappy party. Liu Yina was actually framed. Yi Chen's face was full of gloom. "I will not let you go, you bastards." He quickly took out his cell phone and called the IV courtesy staff who had followed him, asking them to go back first. "I called Yi's mother again and told her that something had happened here and she might not be going home tonight. Mother Yi is also an experienced person, so she naturally understands it. She told them to have fun without worry, as she would take care of everything at home." Yi Chen also chuckled and hung up the phone. Here, Liu Yina's expression became even more abnormal. Chapter 103, the whole room is full of ambiguity. Here, Liu Yina said, "Husband, help me take a bath." Yi Chen had no choice, but to carry Liu Yina into the bathroom and put her in the bathtub. Yi Chen also knew that Liu Yina was no longer conscious at this time. To be honest, now that things have come to this, Liu Yina seems to have relaxed a lot. Even if she took off her clothes in front of Yi Chen, she would just feel a little shy, but not like before. She weakly shouted to Yi Chen, "Husband, come here." That kind of weak and powerless voice sounded more like the sound of a spoiled child. After all, he is still a young man full of vigor and vitality. About 2 meal times later, the noise from the bathroom finally died down. Yi Chen carried the exhausted Liu Yina out of the bathroom, and there was an ambiguous atmosphere on both of them. But some things, once you encounter them, are addictive. Just like now, I have already had a full meal, but I can't stop the craving. When Yi Chen covered Liu Yina with a quilt, he couldn't help himself when he saw the size of Liu Yina's chest. He kissed Liu Yina's little mouth directly, and then there was another large-scale pancake-making scene. The next morning, when Liu Yina opened her eyes, she saw Yi Chen staring at her. She quickly clamped her legs together and then kicked Yi Chen angrily. "That's enough." But as soon as she raised her foot, she felt her legs aching. Even if she kicked Yi Chen, the force was not enough to knock him down. Liu Yina pulled the quilt over and covered herself with it, pressing her legs with a frown on her face. Last night's madness was even wilder than the first time. Yi Chen gently pulled Liu Yina's feet over, placed them in his hands, and massaged her lovingly. "Are your legs sore?" Liu Yina puffed up her cheeks and said angrily, "It's all because of you." Don't be fooled by Yi Chen's usual appearance of a gentleman, but the nature of men cannot be underestimated. After all, I haven't touched meat for more than a year. Now that I've started eating meat, even my words have become dirty. When Yi Chen was with Li Avi before, she always kept him hanging, and it only happened a few times in a year. Now, it seems that Yi Chen feels that there is a high probability that he has been cheated on. Seeing that Liu Yina stopped talking, Yi Chen's magic claws slowly massaged Liu Yina, and slowly his hand reached up to her waist. "Look at this plump feeling, it feels really good." Yi Chen thought to himself, this kind of fleshy feeling is really comfortable. It's better not to be too thin. It seems that Yi Chen really likes the feeling of being chubby. Whenever he thinks of the time when he interacted with Liu Yina, that softness is so unforgettable and memorable. While Yi Chen was thinking about it, his hands moved more deeply. He took a deep breath and wanted to kiss Liu Yina again. But Liu Yina quickly raised her hand and pushed Yi Chen's head, shouting in shame and anger. "It's already past 9 o'clock and we should almost go home. If you do this again, I will. I will tell my mother." Yi Chen was also stunned by Liu Yina's words and burst out laughing. "Wife, are you sure you want to tell your mother about our relationship?" Liu Yina also looked at Yi Chen pitifully at this time. "Husband, I am really tired. I want to sleep for a while so that I won't look so haggard when I go home. I really have no strength." Yi Chen also laughed. "Don't worry, your husband is not such a beast, I just want to kiss you. Besides, you are my wife. Isn't it normal for me to have desires for my wife? As soon as I see you, I want to do that with you. I want to be very domineering." Yi Chen finished speaking and curled his lips. Liu Yina just felt that her future life probably wouldn't be easy. Yi Chen saw that Liu Yina was silent again, so he asked, "Are you really tired? Let your husband give you a massage, and I promise not to mess around again." Liu Yina stretched her waist and found that her whole body was about to fall apart, and she couldn't even straighten her waist. Yi Chen turned Liu Yina over with her back facing him and slowly gave her a massage. But when Liu Yina thought about the crazy things they did last night, her face turned red and then slowly spread all over her body. Yi Chen saw the shy girl blushing suddenly, so he teased her. "What are you thinking about that makes you shy?" After saying that, Yi Chen smirked. "It seems that you still have energy." Chapter 104, It seems you still have energy. It seems that you still have energy. Liu Yina shuddered when she heard this. Regardless of the pain in her body, she quickly turned over and pushed away Yi Chen, who was massaging her. Although she was wearing Yi Chen's shirt now, she was not wearing anything underneath. Then she rolled over and grabbed all the quilts to cover herself. Before Yi Chen could react, she had already completed this set of actions. Yi Chen curled his lips and spread his arms and legs on the 2,200 cm big bed, looking at Liu Yina, who was wrapped in a quilt with only her head exposed. "After a tusk," he said ambiguously. "Looking at your movements, they are quite neat. Your strength should be almost recovered." Wife, let's take a shower before going back," Yi Chen suddenly asked. Liu Yina originally wanted to cover up her sudden blushing face by wrapping herself in the quilt, but when she heard Yi Chen say this, she immediately wrapped the quilt tighter. "Of course, I will go by myself later, you go wash first." Yi Chen smiled cunningly. Wife, why are you wrapping yourself so tightly? What else is there inside that I haven't seen? Even if you put on a big cotton-padded jacket, I know you very well. I didn't say we should go in and take a shower together. Why do I feel like you are blatantly seducing me when you say that? How could I not have that? Liu Yina was so angry. What the hell? Didn't I just tell you to wash it yourself? When did it become like I was seducing you? Hubby, don't try to bully me again. Isn't it normal for a husband to bully his wife? When Yi Chen tells dirty jokes, he is so shameless. Liu Yina couldn't stand him anymore, so she quickly wrapped herself in a quilt and staggered into the bathroom, locking the door. Yi Chen had already soaked and washed the important clothes last night and hung them in the dryer to dry. A good hotel is good and has quite complete facilities. Hearing the rustling sound of water coming from inside, Yi Chen shouted into the room. Honey, the bathroom is big. We can take a shower together. It saves time. Only Liu Yina's voice came out. No, I'll be quick. Hubby, put on a bath towel quickly. It's so embarrassing to be naked like this. Yi Chen looked